from the Black Report. Sit back and listen, cause it's time for the Black Report. Yeah, they get into it, but you know that we getting more. Come on, little brothers, cut that in what you saying for.
Yes, sir.
Bing bong.
Fuck your life.
Again.
Back again, man. Episode 8. Right, Jeremy? Yep, I was good this time.
You don't know. Quit asking her.
You know, episode 8. You know what it is? We have 2 wonderful guests in the building with us. Ladies to my right.
First guest in a minute.
What's up? What's up? My name is Asiah.
My name is Leanny. Okay, yeah, Leanny.
Yeah,
you
yes.
know?
We got a podcast. It is called Together is Better.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely, man. We're gonna get into a classic with them, as you heard.
Let's get into
They already vest in this podcast world, like we some vest, you know. So a little combination.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
a little nice collab. Okay.
Much needed, I would say.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Very much so.
They're a lot more in touch with their feelings.
We're in tune.
Spiritually
more
in
in
tune.
tune.
We're very
Let's
in
say
tune.
that, yes.
It's about healing. You know, the podcast is
Yeah.
about
A lot
healing,
about life
being
experiences.
vulnerable. So it's just getting straight to the point with just being honest with yourself. It's
Absolutely.
transparent. You know, you got to be transparent with yourself.
You know,
so.
y'all give me like real like sage burning vibes. Is that like a thing you
like
do?
peaceful vibes. I
No,
have
like
sage
you
in my
do
room.
that. Like do you
I
actually do
do
that?
that in my
Sage
room.
today.
Okay.
So they both.
See,
See,
that
when
was
I
accurate.
clean my room, that's like the perfect time to just like.
So I
Cleanse
Light
the
some
energy,
incense,
cleanse the
light
room
your
and the air.
sage,
It's
do
a
a
little
meditation.
reset.
can I like
like,
smoke
boom.
sage? Can you like smoke it?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
don't
could
know.
like try to breathe in the smoke, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Like you went
Yeah.
sprinkling on
See,
your
sneezing
blunt?
and shit already. I don't think you need to be cold. Don't put nothing else in his lungs.
Yeah.
Man. You
You
don't
don't
I
think you
do
can
not.
sprinkle it on a blunt, a little sage?
I
But-
wouldn't.
I do want to say this. I do recommend cleansing your spaces, y'all.
Yeah.
Let all that negativity get around you. Crack a window real quick, sage your
Even
stuff down.
speaking
and
it
then
out,
you're good.
like just saying it out loud. You need to
Manifesting
say
it.
it like.
Exactly. That's why I talk to
Just
this
saying
nigga
it out
every
loud,
day.
like getting rid of all energy in my space, my room, around my friends, myself.
You feel the
You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Need a fresh start.
Absolutely, yeah, we
got
gonna-
a fresh start.
Yeah, we're gonna tap into that. You already see they inclined to talk about this.
Because it's
They-
right here. It's
it's
all mindset. It's
off
the
the
mind.
dome.
Finna
you know?
open some fucking chakras in this bitch.
You could very
Some
well do
throat
that.
heart chakra. Let's
Look,
go.
they already know. Look, I ain't know we was on that today, but you know what? We can be.
From my
But
crystal
yeah,
book.
yeah. Before we tap into that though, we got some daily events. You know, we like to, or weekly, whatever at this point, monthly, whenever we
whatever
record,
the fuck it is.
whenever we do this. But yeah. First off, Tone mentioned before we started here that Bob Saget has passed away at the start of this episode.
R.I.P. Danny Tanner.
Yeah, if you are
that's so
familiar with
sad.
him, the father from Full House. So
Found dead in the Ritz-Carlton, Orlando. Nothing good comes out of Florida, folks.
That's so
No, they said there
sad.
was no foul play or drugs, found.
Right.
As of now, maybe it is, but they're just not letting that stuff come out yet. So
Yeah.
we'll see, man. And then Betty White passed. She was
That
like
one hit home.
she was like 12 days, like 17 days or so from turning
Yep.
100.
Yep.
She died at the
She
age
was
of
for the
99.
people.
Yeah,
She
Betty
was
White.
for the people.
Beautiful.
A lot of people
Yeah.
don't know Betty White was one of the first actresses back then to get black people roles on her shows, and she actually took a lot of controversy from that. So
Yeah, she did. She didn't give a
I
fuck.
love that.
yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
Sydney, okay, so Sydney Portier.
Oh,
I
Sydney
think.
Portier
Come
just
on.
died, too.
Portier, I said Portier, but yes,
Yeah.
Portier, he.
First black Oscar winner.
Everybody
Yes.
dying.
2022 on some
It
shit.
just goes to show us we're getting older, y'all.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
But
That's
another
sad.
legendary actor. Like you said, breaking.
Yeah.
One of the first black actors to, be mainstream.
Betty White
in a
probably
sense.
got down back in the day. Not like
No,
that,
that-
but like they linked up with each other. You know what I'm saying? They probably was cool. They probably was cool.
I didn't know where you was taking that when you
Yeah,
first
I
said
like
it.
that. I ain't gonna
That's what
disrespect
you
them like that. I ain't gonna disrespect them like that. But no, they probably was cool
Oh yeah,
though.
I would assume so.
You remember that scene on My Wife and Kids with Betty White?
Yeah.
Where they was tasting their food. Betty White talking about some, that ain't right.
We got to clip that. I remember this time. He's like, y'all always say clip it and don't remember what y'all said. But I remember this one.
Save some room for mommy's company. Here's those spoons.
This ain't right, mama.
Well, what you mean it's not right?
They're not right. All up in here? Something missing all up in here.
Michael, this is how I always make mommy's cobbler. This is mommy's cobbler.
Not better than Mrs. Hopkins cobbler.
Can't touch Hopkins.
Oh, I'm sure it's as good as mine.
Taste it.
This ain't right.
All up in here. All up in here.
Something's missing.
Listen, I know what it is. Try it now.
Yeah. Right there. That's the way your father's supposed to take Jake. Yeah, take that.
Yeah, well, we'll just see it. Delicious! Miss Rollins, what you put up in there? Now, I can't give away all my secrets.
That clip, she's like,
Yeah.
that ain't right.
Yeah.
Something ain't right.
Took some titty salt and sprinkled it on the food or something, and that shit was right after that. She put it on her titties. I
Wait,
don't
you
know.
said titty
salt.
salt?
What we
Titty
not
salt.
gonna do is talk about Betty White titties on here. That's just
cheers,
not what's gonna
no.
happen. Not doing
Y'all
it.
doing a drinking game on this?
We just doing the drink because you said titty
Yeah,
salt.
he over there.
Like, titty
About to
salt.
deceive
It's a pack of
Oh
salt
my
that you
gosh.
come out your titties. Like an iodized salt.
can't-
She make it happen. How she make it
cannot say
rain?
that.
She made it rain with
She
the titty
just
salt.
took it out. She said,
Here you go.
bam, emerald style. And
I'm
they said that shit was
crying. He
good.
said emerald
I,
style.
I'm standing firm.
Maybe it was
right?
pepper. Maybe it was titty pepper.
Bro.
Yeah, man. Moving on. Next item on the current event list. What's going on? You mentioned it.
G Herbo's baby mama Ari.
Yeah, what
Ratchet ass
happened?
Ari.
What happened?
All right, ratchet. Like he said, she was being ratchet, joking about like domestic violence and stuff like that with her money bag, talking about she tried to leave, wave a gun at me or something like
This
that.
what she
and-
said she wanted him to do that. That's what she wanted him to do, which is makes it a little bit worse. So
This is wild.
See, it was one of those things where I read the headline and I kept
No,
scrolling
yeah.
because I'm like, yo, you want some
This is
weird.
wild,
That's-
yeah.
But yeah, so Rihanna, who we stand for, I love Riri.
Okay.
She dropped her as a Savage X Fenty ambassador, and I'm like, that goes to show you better speak.
I mean,
Don't speak like that. Don't talk
it
about
just
stuff
looks like
that.
drama though, so it's just like
why involve yourself
Yeah.
type deal.
Right,
I
right.
can bring the wrong type of
Yeah.
energy vibe,
I guess my
everything.
take on it is
Proud.
I watched actually a clip from the live, which is when you said it, I remembered it. It was basically her saying like nobody cares if that's what y'all went through because it's not what I'm going through right now. Which is like to have I think she just doesn't understand at certain points. If you have the platform where people listen to you like that, it's not about if you care or not. It's about you being being respectful to them with your
Yeah.
response. So and she don't be
She
Yeah.
don't give a fuck,
she
bro.
don't
Yeah,
care.
that was wild to say.
She
Well,
don't
when
care.
you,
She's
when you
straight up-
speak like that, it just shows that you don't.
Yeah.
She's straight up Chicago. She real Chicago rat.
That's what she said. She's like, I'm from Chicago. Y'all just don't understand. I'm like, well, I mean, it's people who really did, girls who really did get shot or dealt with that.
Yeah.
And you talking about
Domestic
well,
abuse.
I don't
like,
care. So,
Wait,
That part
yeah.
is not cool.
yeah, I hope, I don't ever want to see anybody lose their bag, but
We've seen it before.
She got her money bag though.
Oh, okay.
Tomatoes.
LOL. Just to do. Tomatoes,
Corny.
tomatoes, tomatoes.
yeah, man. But yeah, is there anything else current events going
We was
on?
gonna talk about the
Flu Rona.
Oh yeah.
dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun.
you've been paying
Rona.
attention.
Delta crime.
Yeah.
Deltacron?
Deltacron is next, huh?
That's the new thing.
That's another trend. Oh my gosh.
Shorty said earlier.
Not trend, strain in COVID. I said trend, man.
Both. It is a trend.
Another
Apparently,
trend.
COVID's
Wow.
trend. But yeah, if you've been paying attention to the news, they've discovered another strain. It's a fusion of the last two strains. Then I guess apparently we
Everything you
got
see
flu
on the
Rona now.
news.
So this COVID, my take
Search
on
it, cause I don't
it's
know about
it's real.
that.
It's real.
It's how you know it's real?
That's what they said.
Right.
Did you read more about it?
They
I'm
said
not
the
saying
news. The
political.
news said they tested positive.
Nowadays we gotta stay educated because
ABC.
man,
It
there's
was
so much
ABC.
going on. Yeah, but the news put anything
Yeah,
out
that's true.
there.
That's true. It is
So
a
we gotta
double-edged
be
sword.
very careful because it's like
But how you
the
know
stuff
what's
that
real?
happens behind.
How do you
Come
know
on
it's real
now.
at this
How you
point?
know
then?
what's
Yeah.
real? How you know whatever you
What
read
you know
is
what
real?
is and what isn't though.
How do you?
What?
What you know what is or what
What
isn't
is-
true.
What isn't true? Okay.
Why are you sitting on this side like girl versus
Because
boy?
I had to have your back.
Yeah, because it's like the stuff that they put on the news that they want to hear, or for us to hear what is going on in the back that they don't want us to know. But then
But how you
this
get,
is going on.
How you
too.
tap into that shit that they don't want us to know about
It's hard
though?
to know.
Boy,
My inception.
mira, yo no sé. We all on the same boat.
that's all I was gonna say about
we're all
COVID.
on the
We-
same boat right now.
Nobody
with everything
knows.
that's going on, then quarantine, and then again, Sky.
It's like, what do you expect next time?
It's everything
Nothing.
now. At this point, it's the flu, the cold, sinus, bronchitis, everything. It's like
Yeah.
everything.
That shit gonna do collabs with STDs
and
here
they're
soon.
like,
I would hope
oh
not.
hell,
Chlamydia?
I'm inside.
You got
Don't breathe.
COVID.
No, I cannot. I can't believe he just said
You
no.
got
I can't even
COVID.
drink today. I was about to.
Herpes. COVID herpes.
No. That's just its
hell
own
no.
separate thing, apparently.
What the hell?
So wait, how you would get that? You just
I don't
want to
know.
that has
Look,
like
look,
the
y'all-
COVID and then
And that shit.
I don't
They got
wanna know.
COVID
and
and
that
that
shit,
shit.
and then y'all. You know what? That's trifling, and that's something that I don't think is possible. But if it is, yo,
Why would you say that?
no, thank you.
Why would you jank it?
Anything is possible
Well,
nowadays.
he just said COVID herpes, and I'm over here thinking like,
And
how
then you
in
talk about it ain't
the...
gonna happen. Now it's gonna happen. You know?
No, it's not.
It's
No, it's
2021,
not.
2022.
I'm
Ain't
knocking on wood.
Ain't no
We knocked
wood
on
down.
wood.
You better
The
knock
wood is
on
right
the
behind
ceiling.
you. It's right behind you.
That's what we on.
Our chairs are wood.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you,
Look.
mine's
What?
not. Mine's foam.
Yeah.
Did you just slap your neck?
Neck. That was stupid.
Yo.
That was stupid. I forgot it was wood.
I know. I was trying to make it easy. Like, it's right behind you.
You right. But yeah, is that I think that's the conclusion of our current events, at least. Yeah, but those were some important ones to discuss, especially the.
I try to stay off of that too, though.
Yeah, it's
AB.
It's really good.
oh my goodness.
Nah, he could. I guess.
Antonio Brown. So we're gonna revisit this
because you know what time
save
it
that.
is for that.
We'll save that.
Save it or do it
We'll
real
say
quick.
we'll circle back. We got our thing we do. So
Don't forget then.
yeah, we got this.
We got it.
We might forget.
We kind of professional.
We kind of
We might
professional.
forget.
What you
Yeah.
shaking head for?
Okay.
He said he gonna call me
Our
out.
videographer like professional.
Damn, son.
But yeah, man, that's the end of our current events. You know, we're gonna cycle right back and tap into our guests. But right now is a brief word from our sponsors.
Listen up, little brothers. If you haven't tapped into Grind Time Media, I don't know what's going on with you.
Grind Time is busting out the gate with videography, graphics, apparel, and more.
The grind is now.
The grind is forever.
Tap in, little brothers.
The grind is everlasting. Little dumbass.
Yes, sir. That's gotta be it. Back again. You know what it is, man. We got a wonderful episode lined up, of course, as I already said.
Yes.
But first and foremost, before we get into the topics, we're going to tap into our guests on the right. They're going to tell us how they got into podcasting, what they do outside of podcasting, and where they plan to take it. So, with no further ado.
Ooh, Miss Asia Boo.
All right, I'll start it off. So, how we got into the podcast. Lay and I, we met very randomly, and she
Yeah, we
started
did.
out as like my personal trainer.
Yeah.
Really?
I would meet her up at the track, and she would kick my ass. And then, just over time, I don't know, our friendship, it just got closer and closer. And then we were on a road trip one day, and she kind of was like, "Yo, what would you think about doing like a talk show or a podcast?" And then, I mean, one thing I appreciated about Leanny is she was one of those friends that when we talk about a plan, we were like, okay, let's execute it. Like, it's no time to waste. And I'm
What
like,
are we waiting
okay.
for? Like, that's kind of
Absolutely.
like the mood now. Like, I'm in my life now where it's just like, I envision it. Let's just do it. Let's just get it done. We won't know unless we try type of thing, you know? So there's no such thing as failing if you at least don't try. And it's just something that you can
She
only
already
get
taken me out
better,
there.
you know? So we were downtown driving. We just wanted to go for a walk, you know? Girl stuff, just be cute. And wanted to just, no, really. It was like a date.
The wedding
It was a date,
crashers.
yes. And so then we were walking and we're like, let's just go up to JW. So we walk on JW and there's a wedding going on with like a really cute backdrop that's like all white roses. And I have a big thing for white roses, right?
Love
So
roses.
capture
And I was
attention.
thinking already about the name of the podcast, and I was like, you know what? Like, what would the name be? And we left that thought at the back of our heads and just kept walking, just chilling, you know? The backdrop said, "Better Together." And it was so cute and cursive, all white, shining with like all white roses. And I'm like, you know what? I think this is a sign. And I'm all about unity, community, love, and just really like being like that genuine, real.
Togetherness.
Yeah. And like knowing that you can
That's
win
where our
as you're on a
friendship
team. So
started.
that's why I was like, Anyetta, what do you think about
I go by Anyetta on the
I was
street.
saying,
together?
that's-
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
her middle
Asia
name.
and Yetta, that's her name.
okay.
So she likes it when I call her that sometimes, you know, especially if we're live. But regardless, it was basically, I was like, you know
Was
what,
that
let's-
like a light
together is
bulb?
better.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, and she's like, what do you like? I was like, do you like the sound of that? She's like, yeah, but what is our mission is just who we are as individuals. We're really honest in the way that we're just going through our own challenges in life, and we're not afraid to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're not afraid to be like, yo, this is where I am in my life, and you know,
Transparency.
getting my shit together.
We
and like,
touch base on
we
some real
you
life
know?
experiences.
Facts.
And it's just like, we're not afraid to be who we really are. And it's just like, we don't need that we don't need to be like anybody else or a facade or go with what other people are going with in society, because it's just too much of the same when we were created all to be different, really.
Right,
if
right.
you
The
really
way that
tap
I
in
would-
tune with yourself.
Yeah, and the way
You
that
know?
I would explain it is just like we're raw, authentic.
Yeah.
Like she said, tap into ourselves. We talk about life experiences.
Yeah.
And I was like, you might get a little spice on the show, but it's really...
You might get a
it's
little bit choked up too,
good.
because it's
That's
just
important.
like
Emotional
like
connection.
it makes you realize like the things that you need to be look in the mirror about. It's only about you growing in your own individual like life and path and journey. Just you, not looking at the other person, not seeing all the other things or comparing or just seeing someone else on a different type of path than you. That don't mean nothing because you're on your own in a complete different. So it's just like trying to see things for what it really is, or giving other people a different perspective, because we all have different perspectives and come from different backgrounds. So we're not here to hate. Instead, we're here to actually love. Just accept you for who you really are, and that's it.
another thing. Like the compliments I've gotten is people look at us and they're like, "You guys seem so different." Like you have,
It's like
As
a
in, like,
light,
between
and then
you two?
her, like,
Yeah.
like ethnicity wise, just our
Yeah.
backgrounds, like
and how
feel
we
like
click
I don't
and we
get that
look.
vibe.
and we just mesh. I'm like,
I feel like y'all gel. I feel like that's what I would
We have a
assume.
lot of
Definitely.
similarities, but we're also very different too.
Okay.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And I wanted to answer, you said, where did we hope to take it?
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
expand. We definitely want to get into doing like live podcast shows.
And building our own community.
we wanna-
like
We're going to be moving
I'm very
later this year. And so when we
Together.
do, separately, but it's okay.
yeah.
Oh.
But we're still
thought y'all was
together.
better
It's
together.
We're still going to be
No,
together.
rap cabin.
But we're gonna
Better together doesn't mean physically, y'all. It also
that's what
means
they are.
spiritually,
use
mentally, as a I could really get deep into it. It does
Little
not mean
dumbass.
physically.
I'm gonna use
Just
that.
saying.
We ain't gotta be together physically to be together.
Well, that's different. Now you
I mean,
don't use it on a romantic level.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Toxic.
Definition of toxic. Put that
Toxic.
hashtag with that, because no thank you. That's not what we meant.
Toxic teasing.
That's not what we doing.
Because if we move, we're still gonna be it's gonna be so close. It's only
Okay.
one flight away from each other, and it's gonna be cheaper than GR to like where she's
And
thinking
what
of.
I was going
Yeah.
to say
Oh, yeah,
is
we
we are going to
sidetracked
have
you.
Yeah, that was
Studios.
where we can.
That's
you know.
what you want to do. Okay.
Yeah, I
so
want
we're
our own
just
little
with
studio.
expanding. We
Yeah.
want to
Okay.
just make a name for ourselves.
Okay.
She had a different vision, and I had a different vision, and we literally put it together. I'm like, there's
on. 'Cause
nothing
y'all
gonna be
better
wrong.
together.
That
Yeah.
part, come on now.
Because she
Bingo.
was seeing like a studio, then into something else. And this is just me manifesting. I know we don't have that right now, but it really doesn't matter. Because we will. We are already on the way. So
Dumbass.
dumbass. So she was thinking more of like a radio station. I was thinking more like of a studio, just personalized, me and her, you know.
That'd be cool.
There's other podcasts that we have heard, and we're like, you know what? That would be great if it's just like us, our vibe, and what we have going on, and just like helping others along the way too. Like,
Yeah.
it's only better if you do it as a
Bring
team.
people
Yeah,
along. Exactly,
and motivate
it is.
one another
Because we
because
better together.
yeah, and there's room for all of us to win.
You stop doing
There's room
that.
for
Did you not get what they said?
He
We
was trying
get
to
it.
say, together we rise, together we're stronger, together is the best way to go. That's what he was trying to say.
Hashtag,
He just didn't know.
hashtag.
Exactly.
He trying to
All
redeem
right.
that hashtag
All right,
toxic teasy.
What were you gonna get into?
I make one joke. That's all I make jokes on here because y'all be doing this.
I was using
Anyways,
my hands and I was like,
what I was gonna ask, you know, obviously you say to where you want to take it, just expanding, having your own studio. What's been the challenges you guys have faced so far?
oh, LOL. That's a good question.
Because
You're learning as you go. How
That's-
much-
The challenges that we've already faced, honestly, our schedules is one of them. Our schedules right now change a lot. So trying to get them to like be a time where we can get together, brainstorm, FaceTime date, something to get us like within our next recording session.
Yep.
And then editing and then doing all of that too.
Yeah.
It just takes time, but also just understanding and being patient with one another. We're very understanding with each other.
Very
And we
much
don't
so.
explain ourselves to each other. We'd be like, don't explain yourself. She literally told me the other day because I was
I said
feeling
we
under
left
the
that
weather.
in 2021.
Yeah, and then I also tell her like we're not apologizing over here. Like it is what it is. Like we worked through this. It's like it's not gonna stop us. This is just a little hiccup. It's okay. And then I want to say like I guess some of the like feedback a little bit. Kind of think maybe it's corny or
Really?
something
people
that
say
they
that?
don't. I wouldn't say that people say that, but I have seen already like where people have just put their like, why did you want to name it as Together is Better? Like,
It's always going to be that, though. It's always going to be naysayers.
Yeah. And it's just like, it makes me even feel good to be like, this is why. Like, I'm not afraid to say this is exactly why, because this is what we need. This is what we all need.
Yeah.
But standing on that and standing in our power and showing others that we practice what we preach. And this is something that I'm really like passionate about. And I really like, and not just like, but falling more into it of like, yo, I can't wait to do this again. Like, I'm gonna see you next time. Like, that's the energy every time when we get happier and happier the more we do it.
That's how it's supposed to feel.
Every time. Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I just it's the same thing here. Every time we drop an episode, you know, it's like, man, we close, refreshing.
I feel like we did something in the right direction.
And I was gonna say, just building engagement as well, because I'm like, we might not be able to touch base with somebody that just wants to only talk about sports.
No,
and that's all good. I think as long as we just like we always preach about, continue to be our authentic selves.
But that's the thing. We also have different listeners from all over the world, like even Germany and Dominican Republic.
That's the best,
and so it's
Japan,
like
y'all tapped into Japan. We ain't hit. I don't think we hit Japan yet.
Yeah, so then it's just like a lot of people really like feel it. Like they're just like, oh my gosh, you know, like we can all. There's room for all of us. I just love it. I don't know. I'm loving the whole process, and
we're just learning as we grow.
How long have y'all been doing it for now?
We officially launched in October.
Y'all just a little baby.
But we had like a little setback, but then we came back 10 times.
We both got a little bit sick, and then we like no. We talk about prioritizing our health. Hold up, we're prioritizing our health.
And we recently got into a private like podcast area. So now that like was real nice.
That changed everything. That set the tone.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it changed the tone, set the tone to everything.
Do you guys plan to have, as far as guests go, how do you guys plan to do that? Like consistently?
Some are consistently now. Now that we're
in.
Yeah.
Kind of we got more comfortable with it.
Yeah, and our second season also we're gonna have a few, but towards ending this season, which we're gonna have a few episodes out here, we will have guests physically and then also on Skype and stuff.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
That is exciting.
We'll be talking about a lot of great things. So I'm just, we growing.
The people want to hear from us. So I'm excited too.
That's always important, at least to the spot of.
I'm excited. Like,
no, for real. That's what I was gonna say. It's important to be excited about whatever you're doing. As far as this is work. If you're doing work that you already don't like, at least I feel like we found
we doing something we like.
Outside the podcast, you're like, man, gotta go to work today. But when it's the podcast, it's work, but it doesn't give you that same feeling. Like, it feels like I'm doing something I want to do. So
doesn't it strengthen your confidence?
Absolutely.
And it's just like, man, you know what? This is what I'm passionate about. I don't care about the noise.
I was
like,
just
I'm
about
here
to say
again.
it strengthens your passion. I tell people, as long as you feel like you can just wake up and do whatever
doing what
it
you
is
love,
that you're doing, you're like, yo, this doesn't feel like a job. That's definitely a passion.
And even if you don't know, you can step in tune of like, what do you like? And then you end up falling in love with something that you're just like, bro, I could do this for the rest of my life easy.
Yeah, you
just get better at it.
Yourself in a way.
You're calling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of our episodes.
Our first episode was called Following Your Calling.
I feel like I've been way more brash since we started this. I always was.
That's what you feel, huh?
I feel like my.
I love that we're talking about feelings now. Okay, okay.
My.
We getting vulnerable.
I talk a lot more shit, and I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who I am. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's gonna be one of our topics: how men can get into their feminine energy because
we ain't doing all that. I wasn't doing all that. You know what I'm saying?
Look at
We're not there yet. Look, we still got 4 topics to go. We gonna get there. We gonna get there.
I ain't doing all that.
That's too bad. Maybe we see how.
He's like, I'm not vulnerable yet.
Honestly, my cheeks is.
You know what? No,
I'm black as hell, but my cheeks is red.
Tell you, they said why make you feel a little sexy. Said wine make you feel a little sexy
I was
inside.
tell you, I was like, hey, bitch.
Is the drink called sexy or something?
It's called Uncle Snoop. It's Uncle Snoop. It's called 19 Crimes.
Don't ever bring this shit back over here. I only had one glass.
I wasn't trying to say anything about that or any stereotype thing.
What you talking about? That stereotype nobody.
You talking about his feelings?
We're not. Yeah.
I was just playing with you.
JK. Never mind. Never mind.
Don't apologize. I thought we wouldn't apologize.
Right. We left that in 2021, man.
I was trying to be considerate, but never mind. That was a different type of apology, but you know what?
Okay, you know what? We gon'
I paid that back.
Yeah, man. So as you see here, our guest to my right are very seasoned. They know what they're doing.
Bubbly.
They're still on the rise, but as you see,
You can feel the happy energy, you know?
know they know what they're talking about. But you know what it's time for? It's time for them topics. So first and foremost, we're gonna come in any order we feel like, but we have soul ties is a topic today. Secondary topic will be upbringing, transitioning into your development. Third will be psychic readings, how y'all feel about psychics. And fourth, pretty girl privilege. Is it real? How does it work? All that, man.
How does it work?
What's your, you know what? I'm gonna make an executive decision. I usually ask the guests like what I want to hear them talk about first or whatever. But you know what? Since it was brought up first, let's talk about soul ties. Let's talk about our
She's
opinions
the
on those.
expert over here. I just recently learned about this, so Asia's the little expert.
Give us a little background on soul ties, and we could all have our opinions, of course.
Let's do it. All right. So with soul ties, it's a unphysical but more so mental and spiritual connection that you are going to have with an individual who you tend to be around a lot, but 9 times out of 10 it's going to be if you have been intimate with that person. A lot of people say you have soul ties with your exes, if y'all chose to take it that way. You have soul ties with it could be somebody you were intimate with, things like that. And so
it could be healthy, toxic. It could be all kinds of different things. Soul ties.
So you can have a soul tie with somebody like a toxic, like somebody you just.
It could potentially be or healthy, yes, because like she said, it's something that could be very physical to the point that's like really passionate. So, like I said, deep. So to me, that's what I think about when I think about soul ties. But keep going, boo.
So. If you have ever been around that individual and then you just leave, right? Y'all are distant, but you are picking up on an energy. It could be a happy energy, mad energy, whatever. If you're feeling that and say you're in a good place, but then you talk to this individual and come to find out they done went through some shit and say you're in a bad place, that could very well be a soul tie.
And it also sounds like a twin flame type of thing too, but that's a different conversation anyway.
Okay,
so if they feeling bad and I'm feeling bad,
and then
it's not one of those things. Somebody might be like, it's all in your head. It really is not. That's why people discuss energy exchanges. If you're having sex with somebody,
energy exchange is real.
Make sure you're not,
absolutely,
very well. So that's what a soul tie is. Literally, you're like kind of in a sense locked in, and you can really feel that person's presence when they're away, how they're feeling, their mindset, their energy is big. Like
that's talking about hitting it deep, way different. There's a whole new meaning to it.
Yeah.
So does a soul tie last forever, do you guys think?
So I personally was saying that my kind of soul tie, I would say, was more in a toxic kind of negative thing. So to me, no, I don't think that's the best way. But also, you could potentially, because I know that my next person would probably will. Like, we have to connect that deep. I'm such a deep individual to the point where it's like, that's where I'm trying to get to, on that level,
Right. So I guess my next question then
But
is,
she would know about that, I feel like.
I was going to say, so I was more so, you said, before the show, you got some experience with a soul tie. Do you think in that case, because you mentioned, I'm kind of on the same page, just for a little background. I think in some circumstances it could last forever. Sometimes it will not.
Yeah.
What do you think? How does that vary, like by situation? Would you be able to get some background on that?
Okay, so if you want to 100% break away from a person, you got to 100% break away from that person. Energy-wise, physically, mentally, everything.
Hard.
If you go through life still holding on to something from that person, you are bound to have some sort of connection or soul tie with them. No matter what.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those type of people that's like, F love, like F that person. I don't think about you. You're XYZ to me. But I can push somebody to the side that I completely have to detach from, because I'm big on my energy and I'm not trying to, like she said, if I were to go through a toxic situation and I had soul ties with that person, I don't want to carry that over my heart.
Right.
So it's like, if you are lucky enough to come from a toxic person and meet your soul person.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
So you could basically have multiple soul ties.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Because you can change that too. You can always be the type of person that attracts like all that good energy and like amazing individuals that respect you, love you. It's just the way you move too. And then once you attract that person and connect on that level, that could potentially be a soul tie. You don't really know, which is the beauty of it all.
And I don't want people to look at it as like, oh, okay, maybe that's why I was feeling this way about my booty call.
Don't.
No.
We're not telling you to
Why
do
it can't
wild
be?
shit.
Why
We're
it
not
can't be that,
telling
though?
you to go and be like, ooh, wait, hold up.
I'm trying to connect with every single
Now, hold on now. So where's the line then?
Because
where's
that's unhealthy. That's how you pick up on unhealthy energy. You gotta.
So how do you?
There's pros and cons, though.
How you know the difference? How do you know? How do you know when you make that connection?
Is there
pros and
levels of
cons.
magnitude to soul ties too?
Oh, yes. I would say
You'll
there's.
pick up on
What'd
it.
you say?
Is there
You'll
like
pick up
levels
on
to
it.
the magnitude
levels
of
of
a soul tie?
magnitude.
So let's say I got a little soul tie for you, or you could like.
How about this? Is there a person in your life that you like just till this day have love for and you just don't forget and it marked your life in a way
That's
and
what
you
I'm
just
saying.
won't ever forget?
I think
They
there's
marked
people.
your life in a way.
Yeah, I would say I think
There
there's
you
people.
go.
Well,
There you go.
But that's why I'm asking, where does it end though? Because let's say there's a person you maybe had genuine love for at one point, and for whatever reason it broke off, and it could have been a lot.
But that's the journey too.
Think about this though. Then obviously y'all don't work out. Y'all still have love for each other. Just wasn't that. Down the road, you meet somebody else. Y'all fall in love, and y'all have a soul tie, and that's the person you're supposed to be with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still not have a soul tie with the
I
other
wouldn't
person?
know.
Why not? You still
Because
just don't
that's
care about it.
Something that
Like
ahead.
I said,
She
over
said-
time, if you have done the work with removing that person from your life, you can very well say, yo, I
You
still
become
got
a different
love for you.
person with
Okay, so
someone
that's
else.
the
You
difference.
detach, you
You can
detach from their
become-
energy, you
Yeah.
detach from them mentally,
Yeah.
physically, all that stuff.
You
Once
become a
find
different
that out,
energy
button.
with that person
Yeah.
too. You become a
that block
different
So
button.
basically,
energy.
it's when you make the deciding factor that you're no longer attached to them, but
It'd be
it's just I got love for you. I get that. There's a
Yeah.
difference. I get the
Yeah.
difference now.
Like respectfully, I took my space back.
Yeah.
I'm taking my mental
but I still
back.
got love for
It's
you.
always love at the end. Like, it's always love. Like, it's cool. You're not going to talk or bash anybody that you was so deeply in tune with and in contact.
You shouldn't.
Like,
People do.
I mean, yes, but at the end of the day, deep down, whether if you're like fronting or whatever, that's still
Right.
deep down inside of you, and they'll always be a part of your life in a way.
True.
Until, therefore, what she said.
You
So
can't-
I truly believe in that.
And I was gonna mention, you just can't be afraid to do the work.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just don't
Ooh,
be
it
afraid
takes
to do
strength.
the work.
It takes
You
strength.
gonna think that you're over, and then you come around, you like, damn, I'm really
The
not over it.
relapses
Okay,
are
so-
hard,
Yeah.
bro.
11 o'clock. They said
Lock yourself 11 and 11.
they said it's a good thing to stop thinking after 10 because you start
Bro.
because you start unable to go to sleep. So you lay down, you like, damn, I wondering what I did that in 8th grade. Is that why I'm like that?
Also,
Yeah, them 4 a.m. thoughts be whooping your ass.
Damn, I should have
I
made
don't
a
know
better
about 4
choice.
a.m. Damn.
You up late, ain't he?
I work second shift.
Oh my god.
Just
No,
go
but
off.
seriously, I feel like another soul tie would be like when you're constantly doing something or randomly like in different places that remind you of certain individuals
So
too.
so y'all cycling back because how do you stop that? You can't stop the memory of that if that
It's
person.
bittersweet though. I feel
Okay,
like that's
that's
just
what
a
it is
part
then.
of you,
Yeah.
and you choose what. Like she said, once you do the
How to
work,
interact
where's your
with
energy
that.
going?
So
Right.
to touch base
With
on
your
it, I'm not
person.
gonna walk in the store and be like, "Oh my gosh, he used to love Fiji
No,
so
that's
much,"
OD.
and then you're like reaching
That's
out.
OD.
Everything
Nothing
reminds
like
me of
that.
That's
Paris.
OD.
Everything reminds me
That's
of her.
OD. That's not what we're talking about. Exactly. Thank you for the example, Asia.
But it's no for real though.
But
People
nah,
do that though.
I believe
People
it.
experience that probably, but that's
No.
not what
Because
we're
they
talking
never did
about
the
here.
work.
She's talking about nah.
They never did the work to fully.
Nah.
We're gonna have to
I ain't even
get
know
up
what bro
that
like for real.
mountain. We getting up that mountain and going back down. Let's go. Keep going, boo
Climax
boo.
over.
Push.
Yeah, honey. You keep
Like
it
the
pushing, like what he
movie. I feel
said.
Yeah.
Keep it pushing.
Boy.
Yeah, keep it pushing,
You
baby.
bought this silly ass wine over here.
I'm over there feeling loose.
He's like, yo, this Snoop sexy. What
Yeah,
is
where
this?
that shit at? Give me that somewhere.
Those are the
Where that
only-
shit at?
And then he gonna answer some more.
Give me some of that. I ain't driving the back home.
But okay, I like that. That was a great
Yeah.
description of soul ties.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Thank you for opening up
That was
about
beautiful.
that.
Yeah, that was
And I
blowing my
just recently
mind.
That was
learned.
one of our better topic discussions.
Yeah.
If
honestly.
y'all watch this back,
And
I
I
was
really
literally
lit it.
sitting here just nice. I was
No,
just
for real. That was straight out of the encyclopedia.
I learned. No.
Yeah.
Or even better.
Even better.
Oh, she said pour up.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think this is
That's a soul tie, right?
Hey, yay. That's cute.
Buddy,
Together is better.
Bro had been thinking
hold
the whole
up.
topic how he was gonna say that and get brownie points. I'm gonna say my soul tie right there. Everybody gonna give me some
Well,
claps.
he probably was writing that on his journal. Like,
Everybody
well,
gonna clap
we
when I
talked
say
about-
Oh, I live for claps and whites, huh? That's crazy.
Takashi?
Oh, heck.
Okay, but yeah, so that was a great discussion on that topic. So it's time to transition, of course. I think it's a perfect segue. Let's talk about upbringings and how that transitions into your development. Only because y'all seem very enlightened on how y'all
Wait,
supposed
hold
to.
up, upbringings. Okay. Sorry, it was a little.
I know why.
Yeah, it's a little fly. I'm like,
Hey, that
yo.
same little motherfucker. I think I got it. That same little motherfucker.
I thought you said, hold on a minute. I'm like, oh, my fault.
Been fucking with all of us.
Upbringing, like, kind of like finding your purpose.
Like
is that what it is?
And how, you know, kind of how your upbringing, like, damn, this is like
Generational curses.
How your upbringing basically had a big part to do with your mental health.
And how you are now. You know, how you interpret life.
Ooh, I guess
How
I will
important
just
is
start it
upbringing?
off by giving an example. Like growing up, I'm Dominican, born in the DR, raised here in Michigan, right, with all different, you know, culture shock. All of us are different in so many different ways. You come from a different background. I do too. So our culture is kind of like with men and women being separated. Men, like, as a child, you know, leaders, providers, strong, and mothers are more like submissive, sensitive, moody, like stuff like that. And it was more of a toxic home for me to be able to grow now and look back and be like, yo, that was a generational curse that I broke because I know what's like healthy coming from a Spanish culture and just a whole different type, even religions and everything. And then coming here and deciding like, this is the person that I'm going to be and I choose to be, whether if I'm Dominican, whatever anyone wants to see me as, like I'm me. That's it. So it took a lot. It took a lot. I feel like 2020 and 2021 were like the biggest years of my life for me to be able to discern better and be like, no, you know what? I'm starting to figure this out. My parents are completely different. Like my mom, she's such a hardworking entrepreneur, go-getter. My dad too. They both divorced. Then I saw a healthy home like with my stepdad and like I grew up to be this woman where it's like, now I know what I want. I know kind of the purpose that I'm in today and what I want to like entertain, influence, and be the kind of woman that I want to be today. And my goals, aspirations, just go for it. Right. And so we're in a state where we're blessed and privileged to go for the things that we dream of and envision. Like we're in a free, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're in a free country. So to me, my upbringing was basically that. Since a little girl having a different belief all the way into like seeing like the patterns and habits and everything that was poured into me, even love languages, all of those things. And then now being the woman of like knowing what I want, experienced in my own like, you know, choices, decisions, mistakes, like all those things like molded me and made me into the woman that I am today. Nice. So I feel like, yeah, I don't just categorize myself as like a cult or like a woman or just me being like stereotyped in all these different things in social. No, I'm just boxes. Me. Yeah. I'm Leanny. You can say however you want. It's whatever. And it's, for real. What do you think? And then how we met too. So it's just different too.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah, I mean, basically, to jump off of what Lay said, for me personally, I grew up in... It was like 80-20, like 80% loving, but then 20% was like the parents. They go through their issues. They go through things that they, you know, went through. And as I would grow up, my mom would say something to me and I would literally look at her and be like, I get this from you. I get this from y'all. This is things that I was seeing. This is things that I was around. People nowadays will be like, Asiah, you're so nurturing. I'm like, if y'all met my mother, Mama D, she will. You don't even have to be her child. She'll meet you and just love on you.
Both of our mothers are like angelic and so nourishing and loving and so considerate and thoughtful. Oh my goodness. I feel so blessed.
My mom and dad crack jokes now. Like I'm a workaholic. Like I like to keep busy. And so like, my mom like or dad will say something to me and I'm just like, y'all do realize where I get it from, right? Like I literally was raised by two workaholics and hustlers, which y'all expect.
So you would say you're reflective, basically, of both?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
That's cool.
But this is something I discussed with Leanny and this is deep. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Okay. If your parents do not heal from their traumatic past and things that they did, whether it's abuse, whether it's divorce, whether it's
the victim
alcohol abuse, drug abuse, things like that, it's going to pour into our
100%.
cup.
Yes.
It is going to pour into our cup. And that's how, guess what happens? That's generational curses.
Curses, exactly.
That's exactly how they happen. So, and it's sad because just like I feel like, okay, our generation now, they're very big on, mental health.
Yes.
Pay attention to that. Talk to somebody.
And
take
you wonder
these resources. Why. But our parents didn't have that growing up.
No.
Some people's parents may have, but my mom and dad,
our code don't even talk about it. They'll be like, oh, just drink some tea, you'll be fine.
Ain't nothing wrong with
you know?
Get up and go to work.
They don't know what
Clock into that
They
job.
don't know what depression is or anxiety is. They
Pray about it.
If I say
I
anxiety,
prayed about it.
Yeah, if I say anxiety in Spanish, she'll be like, girl, let's go pray.
Like,
I'm gonna pray with you. Like, you good. And I'm like,
Little
bro,
do they
hold
know,
up.
God, when you pray, God telling you, go get some help.
Yeah,
And they're like,
and like
nah, I ain't say the right prayer.
My mama told me I can't do that.
That's
I'm
crazy.
saying that's what they think. They're like, when they was taught to pray, they pray and they like, well, God ain't, no, God said go get help.
Yeah.
And they're like, ain't the right answer.
Getting help gets so frowned upon. And I'm like, y'all,
it's okay. We're trying
if
to
you're in a
normalize the
depressive
fact
state,
that.
Do you know how high rates are for suicide for people being depressed?
Especially
One of my
people of
best
color.
friends,
Or not being able to talk about
one
it.
of my best friends literally works at a hospital and has told me she has sat in a hospital room with like kids that 12, 13,
Sad.
14, just in a depressed state or a bad home trying to commit suicide. And I'm like, yo, that's
Sad.
like, it's sad. So
And like I said, we all come from different backgrounds, so it just looks different on everyone. And it's also up to us that if any of those things happen where our parents poured those things into us, for us to be able to identify them, be aware, self-aware, know where we are in our life and be able to break it. It's not about the age. It's not about the time that we're in. Time is an illusion. It's about more like, hey, where are you at? Let's get you right mentally because it's not supposed to even be like that. That mindset, it needs to be switched. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, and we're responsible for it. Whatever our parents put themselves through because of being with us and not knowing no better, now it's our turn to do better.
Somebody has to do it. Yep.
We got to break that and do better. So I feel like that's where I came from. I didn't see my mom show any emotion. I grew up not showing really emotions until recently, like 2 years ago. That shit broke. That shit broke out.
That's
and
what
I
you
was
see.
Just, and
You
she was
emulate
always
that.
the strong one, trying to be strong. And then now I'm to the point that's like, why do my friends, am I always like kind of like the strong one? Yeah, I can talk about me, but I don't talk too much about me. So recently I found out that I'm always like that strong friend that is like, yo, sometimes I got to write it down or talk to someone like a mentor or someone
Until
because
you bottle it in for too long.
yeah. And I realized that's something I got to continue to work on because at the end of the day, I'm also a human too with feelings and emotions that I need to be able to feel and let myself feel and mourn and express. And then boop, get over it. And that's okay. Like do something about it.
Right.
So it's something that my parents never really sat down and talked to us about it. Like, like, oh, how did this make you feel? Okay, what are we going to do to fix that for you not to feel like that? Like, what can we do? What, cater to your feelings. That's something I didn't see growing up.
It's
So
more fix your face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I was saying to you. Just got to do the inner work because I will tell you guys,
It's our
like the things that
responsibility.
I've seen my mother go through, and she'll tell one big thing she's always taught me. No offense to the fellas, but she says you do not need a man for anything. My mom has
we know that.
We saw that too.
hammered
We
that
were
into
raised
my
by
head.
single mothers.
We
knew that.
No, let me
Day
say.
one.
Hold up. Let her finish real quick.
But what I was gonna say was just she embedded that into my brain because that was something that she went through.
Yeah.
She felt the need of dependency versus survival, and she's like, no, like. No,
And that's something that I really want to add on because my mom was single after getting a divorce with my father due to a lot of obviously very negative.
It's marriage, it's a lot.
Yeah,
just
just
chill,
too much.
you know, it's too
right.
much, yeah.
So when I saw my mom finally leaving, divorce, all of that, I really had to heal from all of that because I saw how she grieved and suffered through all of that. And then always seeing her rise above without a man and showing me how she could do it.
Women.
We don't need no
I
man
feel
type
that.
of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
also having to realize as a woman, we need a real man though.
Yeah.
It's about women and men. It just has to be a healthy connection, interaction, communication, respect, trust. It's completely different, when you are healing and knowing from right or wrong or what you're looking for, even if you even haven't experienced that in the past or seen it, you just have to be able to discern and know and be self-aware about that. Because me too, a lot of girls nowadays could be like, oh no, F men, this and that. You can just do it without one.
I'ma call this
but that's
guy and that guy
not
to come
okay.
fix this
It's
for
not
me.
okay. It's no, get over that.
We could
And
just
get over that masculinity and know that there's masculine and feminine in everyone and just stay in tune. And I even had to learn. I'm like, girl, let a man hold the door. Like, it's okay. Let a man pay for your dinner.
Yeah.
That's okay. Stop being so manly and no all the time. Like, let a man do what a man is supposed to do and you be a woman. Like, treat yourself like a queen type of thing. So little things like that women do need to, like, work on, because it's not all just me, I can do it all, this and that. No, hold up. I do want a man to make me feel loved, cared for, just as much as a man wants that from a
It's
woman.
respected to both sides.
Yeah.
It's people on both sides of that for sure.
So it's like, you better know, like, from right or wrong and healthy. Like, take accountability while you're going through all those things in your life, because you got to still make it fair on both parties and healthy. It's not just about, like, women better, men better, this and that. No, let's get over that.
True.
For real.
I agree.
Yeah,
What do you think as far as...
I'm gonna drink my water too, and like y'all.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Well,
hydrate.
after you get done drinking water, tell us what you think about upbringing as far as how it's developed you now, and maybe
From a man's
I want
perspective,
to
yeah.
piggyback off kind of what she said, Asia, in saying that, like, her example was talking about mental health. Mine's like much more relationship wise and how you interact with your children.
Yep.
I feel like I know a lot of fathers now, you know what I'm saying, who they're more fathers than their fathers was and our fathers
I
was.
love to see that.
And that's why, you know, whenever I have a kid or anything like that, that's what I'm gonna be like. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a way better father than my father. But I'm not to say my father was a bad father at all, regardless if he was there for all 25 years of my life or
Take
not.
the
Just
good.
because his upbringing, he didn't see that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Take
you can't
the good
really
with it,
blame,
too.
You can't really blame that on
That's
him.
what she said. It's a great point.
Yeah. So, like, you know, I give benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
You know, in that, because if you can't, what is it? You can't teach a fish to swim or something, and you can't, or you want a fish to climb a tree. That's what I'm saying. You're trying to teach a fish to climb a tree,
Ain't
but he
never
can't do
experienced
it.
that, right?
You know what I'm
Or
saying?
seen it.
That's not how he was built.
Yeah.
That's not how he was brought up.
Yeah.
And, like, speaking from their generation, you know what I'm saying? They was growing up in a crack era. They was growing up in a real fucked up time.
Yeah.
Where
They had a lot of problems.
Where their parents could have been on some shit, you know what I'm saying? And then even
Yeah.
before that, they parents, that's
so
wartime.
true.
You know what I'm
Generational
saying?
That's so true.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Because their childhood was different from ours too. We got to think
Yeah.
about that. My
It
mom
was
was a
wet.
country
It's
girl. My
real
dad was a
hard.
city boy, like in a third world country. Like, you got to think about those things. That's different too.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. Like, your
Wow.
upbringing, like, you just see, especially when you get older, you can see from the outside, kind of. You get that
Yes.
ability to, like,
Yes.
step back.
That's growth.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
love, I
You get
love
an
that.
opportunity to
You see
step
it from
back.
a bigger perspective, not being connected to it, and you be like, yo.
Because you can spend your whole life hating your parent that wasn't there. But why, though? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You can look at it like, it's like, why?
And how can I be
Absolutely.
better
Like,
but still love them through
exactly,
it all? Because
exactly.
we're not perfect. And now that we
And
know, we
need
do
each other.
better.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
know?
I'm you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need me, I need you in some way,
Yes.
even if we don't talk the same
Together is
amount of
better.
time.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, yeah. No, I agree with
Yeah.
you.
That's your
wholeheartedly.
blood.
I think you made excellent points. I guess
Off the snoop, nigga.
Oh,
I think what I would add though, and
Sissy.
as in terms from a male perspective, you brought up a good point I like, which is how you see how men previously in your life, grandparents, could be your dad, whatever. And that's where you learn what it's like to
Yeah.
be a man. And if you have certain factors that you're not being taught that,
Yeah.
like you said, you don't always know how to do it. I think one of the, and people made, you know, you don't really talk about this being a positive aspect of social media or just technology advancements. I think what helps us a lot as maybe black men and just men in general, you're able to see more now than maybe in their generation. Okay, that's what it looks like, and that I need to do different. When there wasn't that aspect of you could see black fathers all the time being black fathers, you don't know what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But now with social media and technology, you
That's
can
what
see.
I was about to
didn't
say.
have that, but that's what it looks like when you're supposed to raise a happy black child, and they're happy. The child
around.
That's what I was about to
Yeah.
say.
That's what it look- you're able
Social
to see
media
that.
already like shows you like, yo, that's a possibility.
Yep. And they
So
didn't
I
have that.
wasn't, yeah.
All they was seeing was, like, the Huxtables and shit
Yeah, and they're like,
that.
that's
you know
not
what I'm
realistic.
saying?
My mama ain't
Yeah.
no damn lawyer, and my
Yeah.
dad ain't no doctor.
Yeah.
But there's ways to be a
Yeah.
parent and treat your children the right way without having that be a reality.
And
You
it
can-
gives you a vision too, though.
Yep.
And then
And
it
it's
opens
sad.
up your brain. You don't stay closed-minded. You
Yep.
stay open-minded of like possibilities of bigger and better too.
And that's what our generation is, and that's where
I really
feel
do
like
feel
we get
that.
like a lot of backlash from the older generation.
Just
Talking about
'cause we
y'all just
speak
want
up, though, and have a voice.
because we don't, and we ask questions.
No, we trying to heal
Yeah, we
too,
trying to
though.
change and we ask
Like,
questions like,
man.
why the fuck was you working in that factory for that little bit ass
for
pay?
real.
For that little ass pay?
For
Why you was letting that white man talk to you like that.
And it's a lot
You know
of
what I
healing
mean?
because the whole Black Lives Matter too, though. Like that's
Civil rights
generations
is new civil
type
rights.
of
Back
thing.
then they was just taking it. They was getting beat up and shit.
And
no
now it's
option.
like, no, we've had to stop now. Hold up.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Facts.
We have a voice now, so hold up a minute. We're healing. No, color is color. We don't see color over here anyways.
I be seeing it.
You
I
know?
see it.
I
be seeing
like,
it.
well,
I be seeing it, but
I think no, I get what you're saying for sure.
we're in a generation where it's like, no, hold up, I have my voice. Let me get this
Yeah,
mic.
exactly.
Like,
I
we're
think-
not afraid anymore, type of thing.
No, yeah, I get you for sure. I think
Yeah.
I think people would be more, at least in my perspective, say we all see color, but now we have to accept it. I think when people when they
yeah.
take the the other side, they say I don't see color.
Yeah.
That's not good for you. You're supposed to see it
Yeah.
and realize you're not supposed to treat
Yeah,
anybody differently.
exactly.
So I get what you're saying.
That's
Obviously,
what I
but-
mean
Yeah,
behind it
no,
all,
for sure.
but
I get
yes.
you. I know, but yeah. No, as far as
Not
upbringing,
everyone has that mindset or anything,
Yeah.
though. We're
Right.
still dealing with the ones back in the other generation with
Yeah,
that
they gotta
closed-minded, you know?
they
I mean,
almost
no,
out.
they have us, though. They have us to be
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gotta
open-minded,
die
pray.
out.
what did you think about it?
As far as
Like
upbringing,
spin off of
Yeah, that was kind of my initial point is I think for me that's what's been able to be helpful as how you want to treat your children and
Yeah.
have their
Definitely.
upbringing be.
Yeah.
I would say for me, definitely, we come from Black mothers who are single, so I've always been able to see a woman be in charge and not need a man for anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my mom was always good about just because that's my situation, that doesn't have
mean
to
it
be
yours.
what
Another
anybody's
woman's
situation. So she's
situation.
always been very
Open.
open about that fact. Like, that's people have different lives everywhere.
And that's
Everyone has a
beautiful.
different experience.
That's
so
beautiful.
I would think from my upbringing, I've always been able to be open-minded about that, But like you said, there's women who are able to do it all.
Yeah.
They don't need to though.
Yeah.
So I've always known
Yeah.
that. And
And it's okay to be independent, though.
there's
It's
nothing wrong with
okay.
it.
No.
There's times where you have to be independent and there's times where you have to need somebody.
Exactly.
Both are true. So yeah, my mom has definitely been good about that in my upbringing. I say also in a family environment, your upbringing isn't just your parents; it's what you also see around you, aunts,
And what you
uncles.
go-
So you're able to see that from your extended family too.
Yeah.
So I think I'd say I
Yeah.
was well rounded in that sense for sure.
Yeah, my upbringing is real feminine. Like,
Yeah, a lot of women around me
a lot
all
of
the time.
women in
for
my
sure.
family.
Always
And
with my
some, a
grandma
lot
and
of
my
men,
mom.
like, I've had a
where
lot of men
they're-
around me,
I met
like
people
uncles,
where
brothers.
a gentleman will be like, yo, like I have so many sisters. I grew up with 4 sisters. I'm like, okay, so you should know
Yeah.
how to treat a woman.
When
But
them
some
ones don't, you be
Some don't. And it's crazy that some do, some don't.
They bad as hell.
It just
Badass
really,
kids.
but it really is like how you grow up, even with like women in your life, and how were those women? You know what I'm trying to say?
Ooh, that's another point.
Because
Yep.
let me tell you, I've met men that have been around women that are like, wow. I'm just like, wow, I just love that. I love the way they're speaking, the way they move, the way they respect women.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's some that is like narcissistic as fuck, and I'm just like, all right, bro. Like,
And then I say the question, would you treat your daughter like this? Would you treat your mama
Exactly.
like this? Your granny, your auntie? I don't think so.
Niggas be sick, man, but that's what it be to me. Be
It's
the mental
different.
health. Niggas
Yeah.
be sick, I think.
Yeah.
Niggas be
we
sick in
all,
the
it
head.
could be anyone. It could really be anyone.
No fear.
It's just all
I
about
agree.
accountability and looking at yourself in the mirror and be like, yo, I need to stop mirroring this shit and stop blaming other people instead of looking within myself that I
Right.
need to change certain
Like
things.
you said, they'll say,
That's
I'm
it.
not going to be my father. I'm not going to be like this.
There
I'm
you
not gonna
go.
Be like
There
this.
you
can still
go.
love them, but it's like you're
Yeah, you
breaking
saw
those
that.
generational curses.
Yeah, you saw that. You experienced that. You grew up with that. Do you want to be like that? Because you
Right.
saw the outcome. So do you want the same outcome or a different outcome?
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned it too.
So it's like-
the work you put in to do. Like it's easy
The
to say I don't want to do that.
energy.
It's easy to say
That
I'm not going to be like that person, but then you don't put the work
There's
in
a
to
lot
not.
of people
You
that it's
gotta
just
do-
all talk. That's very true.
And when I say
like, when are we gonna grow up? Type of thing.
And when I say you
man.
got to do the inner work, I mean like
takes
mentally,
It's work.
physically healing, because you cannot carry that
I
around.
can see
You
it
cannot
both
carry that
ways
around
too,
your whole.
though.
Hold on, you cannot carry that around your whole life.
She said,
You just can't. Like, sorry. Sis. I didn't want to lose
I
my
knew she
train
was
of
rolling.
thought.
She was
Because I
rolling.
know
I
when
was
I
like,
get like this, and I'm gonna start going.
And I let her. I was like, let her finish, yo.
for
But
real.
I'm just saying, if you walk around life just holding that hurt, that guilt, it's just like,
Baggage.
when are you gonna know when to just let it go? Like you said,
When are you gonna
say,
be
I'm not
you?
going to be this
Grow
person.
the
I'm not
fuck
going to be
up.
that person. And just, exactly.
Yeah, when
like,
are you
that's
gonna
hard.
be you? Yeah,
I
that
think-
was what you went through.
I think for a lot of people, you like you said, you could say it all day long. I think for a lot of people, and as unfortunate as it is, it takes a traumatic situation. It takes something you like, damn,
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I said I wasn't going to be like this, but this is a turning point. If I don't do
Yeah.
something now, this is really who I am because I got one foot in the door for being like that because I done made this decision.
Let's say that because that was me. I had to hit a very low point in my life to realize I need to change.
We've been there. Everybody been there.
I gotta make a change.
Rock bottom,
I had to make a change. Like, you know
with the
what?
bottom, like,
Like, it's now or never.
I don't want to be this man.
No, for real. Certain situations make you so ugly or it's so hurt.
Make you so ugly.
That was funny how you said make you ugly.
Not physically.
Not physically, but for
they
real.
both ugly. So.
Bro, for real. Because it's all like how you treat people is what says about you.
Facts.
Your vibration is how you treating others is what says about you. So if you're treating other people shitty and responding and doing that, like, it says a lot about yourself.
Facts.
So I had to really look at myself in the mirror and be like, okay, it's okay that people are treating you shitty, but are you gonna do the same in return, or who are you gonna be?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm done. Maybe
Don't create that ugly spirit.
The people around you anyway, even if it's family, sometimes
You can smell people's spirits be ugly.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
that's
even
some
with
country
words,
shit, nigga.
I'm crying.
been a race.
Yeah, that's
Somebody weird about to walk over here. Same thing.
That nigga smell like despair and disdain.
They said people from Michigan all do. They say it smell like it's finna rain. How do y'all all
We
know
the
that?
country of the north.
You know.
It's true. No, that's some great points. I love all the points we made.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think
was feeling-
all in all, we all conclude that upbringing is vital, but we all,
It
at
looks
least here,
different
we
from
can,
everyone.
we all understand we can overcome it. If
Yeah.
you
Use
know,
it to your advantage.
Yep.
It takes a lot
No
of
matter-
strength, but you can do it type of thing.
You
Come
can
on.
do it.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, you can do it. And it's just like, don't be afraid.
Yeah, for real. All right, now shifting gears a little bit.
Hey.
It's time to talk about something that's important right now because we have two ladies with us. It's pretty girl privilege. What are y'all thoughts on it? Have y'all
You can
experienced
start.
it? Do you think it's real? How have you used it to your advantage if it is? Yeah,
It could
we got
be
it. You might as well talk.
positive or negative. Let's
Yeah,
start there.
it's both
It
sides.
could be
Let's-
positive or
you asked them
negative.
what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
First, I guess, yeah, you can
Okay,
do
hold
what
on.
it
Wait,
is.
hold on. We should get our own.
Everyone has their own opinion on what it is.
We gonna do that.
How about we
anyway.
start with guys? What are you
I was
guys'
gonna- I was gonna
opinion
say-
Start with
about
us.
Go ahead.
pretty privilege?
You're gonna be more articulate than I am right now. That's
Pretty-
the only time you're ever gonna hear me say that. So taking
I'm
this
crying.
stride is on camera.
You clip that? Jeremy?
What is what, right?
I think it's like
pretty
pretty
privilege.
Pretty girl privilege.
Okay,
Or
there you go.
Our eight mark,
pretty
Jeremy,
privilege.
just so
I
you
like
know.
it. I like
I'm glad he's gonna cut.
I like
some of this
alliteration
stuff, bro.
personally, so pretty privilege. What is pretty privilege?
I would say pretty privilege is
Because it can work for dudes too, I guess.
Yeah,
in a way.
yeah. For
Oh,
sure.
100%.
Pretty privilege, I would say, at least in terms of women, is when they have an
Or both.
essence of beauty that allows them to receive satisfactory treatment
Gratis.
in almost every situation they encounter.
They got an attribute boost. They
And
get a
that's
boost.
and
And
there's-
guys
I
do
have a
too. Some
question.
do.
They get a Gatorade
Did you
boost.
look this up on Urban Dictionary?
that's off the dome,
No,
my baby.
that's off the dome, shorty.
Attraction. I
Off the
thought what
dome,
you
my
were saying
baby.
too.
Straight off
though.
Okay,
the Black
I'm gonna-
Report think tank.
Mom's not gonna like that one.
Oh, apologize.
Sorry, Mom.
My mom know what it is.
Sorry.
Look at this badass little boy. My mom know what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, you look like a good boy, dear.
And then,
Did you see the
thank
picture?
You. Thank you.
Not really. I don't know.
I said you were.
I thought I did though. He had
Let
a
me
little
see the
flannel.
photo.
No flannel. Oh, it's a straight
Let me
white
tell you a
tee.
story about a badass G. I'm straight. I'm
Oh,
cool on that.
and it's bro, it's cracked.
Can I see?
Hey Siri, play Badass Jit by D. Watkins.
And this here, guys.
Put it on the Go program.
That's the face of an angel.
Aww.
He in trouble.
Out of Jack and Cars.
I
Yo,
had
his eyes look like I'm about to do
My
something
guy.
next.
I ain't had
He's
no.
already
Hey,
plotting.
listen,
He's
no,
plotting.
I ain't had no silver caps in my shit
feel
though.
like- How were
Oh
you as a
dang!
child?
Come on now.
You know how he was. Look at the pic.
Did you beat up kids?
Nah.
He definitely used to say stuff to kids that wasn't nice.
I was a bully. I was a bully at one point. But listen, this is how mature. We kind of going off track.
We
but
gonna cycle back.
I
We
was
good.
I was mature for my age because there was a point where I would treat people bad. You know what I'm saying? But
Part of his upbringing.
People's bad.
I would take note of that though. Like, how would you feel if they did that to you? And I really used to do that. I still do that shit.
Growth.
I still do that. As
Growth.
a little nigga, grow.
Nigga lying over here.
I swear. I used
Good
to
for you.
That's the golden rule, y'all. Okay.
used to bully a nigga so bad his mom had to come into the
Yo,
Why
class.
do you
Yes,
feel?
you-
Okay, well,
I don't think I ever bullied
But-
a person that is against bullying
But-
and used to get bullied.
I know.
Why
I
did
used
you
to get
bully
bullied.
people?
I never bullied people.
Because this is what it was. Because
I even started
other
talking-
people who were like my friends, you would see him. He was as a kid, he was prey. That's how we looked at him. Like he would allow. He would allow. I went to Shawnee. I went to public school.
Oh.
So
I went to.
I'm saying I went to Shawnee Park. It's a lot of badass. She said,
Let me tell you what
okay. My upbringing, you know, it was the people around me kind of influenced me. I was kind of weak in that way.
Bro.
But to overcome that, you gotta grow. You know what I'm saying? So I look back and I grew and I was like, man, I'm a stall him out. I ain't gonna do that to bro.
Well, there we have it, y'all. That's why Tone was a bully, and that's why his picture's up there.
And
back to pretty girl privilege, though. What
that nigga ain't had no pretty privilege.
Yeah, I'm
So
crying.
you agree with my definition, though?
Well, there's
Yeah.
I don't think there's an age in it, really.
On pretty girl privilege?
Well, yeah, because you said that little.
He
dude
didn't have it. No,
Well,
he
look
said
at
it's not no age.
I'm
Because it's not no.
I'm crazy. Look at him.
Not him. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about dude who got bullied. Pussy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about you.
You talking about his own little
My bad.
This guy.
I ain't.
Anyways, but like she said, it's not really because like you know whatever
It could be
your
at any time of
age
your life.
group is. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
Like
could be
oh
at any
she's
time of
pretty,
your
when
life.
she, you know whatever.
But you agree with my definition?
Yeah, I
of it?
agree with
Okay.
his definition.
Yeah, that was
though.
a great definition. Attraction and someone. Yeah.
So what do y'all think? What are y'all
There's
definitions?
a positive privilege and there's a negative privilege.
Let's hear
Like
both.
it
I want
really
to get a negative
depends.
first though.
It depends how a woman and a man moves personally and what you want
okay.
out of it to your advantage of your beauty.
Let's hear
That's
the definitions
it.
then.
And attraction.
Negative. What's the
Negative.
Well,
negative?
if y'all want to like toxic wise, like there's a lot of girls that really could just get money just to get money, like OnlyFans, y'all. Like,
by
come
selling
on,
their
pretty
body?
girl. Yeah,
Is that
girl.
pretty girl privilege though?
It is though.
Because she's
it
working. Does that not work?
Oh,
That really could.
it's
pretty
privilege
girl
because she's
privilege.
not doing nothing but showing her body though.
But shit.
It is a sort of kind of pretty.
It is pretty girl privilege.
Or how
because
about
if you're
the girl-
scrolling
Yeah.
through OnlyFans, which or whatever,
It'd
how
be
you get to the
bobs.
page, and if you like, wow,
People
that girl
put
is
money
beautiful.
just
So
to
that
see
aspect
someone.
is for
It is.
sure.
Yeah.
That
If you're
aspect
putting
is.
money, if you're literally putting your card and money to go see a person, you're looking at her just paying her to look at her.
Because her
Because
beauty.
you like her body.
This is why I say
The
this-
attraction you have
So-
towards her. Like, yeah. Even going out with your girls, getting free drinks,
It's all
free
lust.
everything is all obvious. I mean, there's a lot. We're
But
not
I
even gonna
said
get
there's
off
a
the
positive
subject
and a
with lust.
negative, and let me give my definition.
let me hear
of
the
what I'm
definitions.
talking about.
You go
So
first,
pretty
yeah.
girl privilege, I would just say is they see the outside,
Yep.
they don't see the inside, but because they see the outside, they're like, you know, I'm gonna do this for you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do that for you.
Mhm.
Because they're thinking, oh, she's a pretty girl. I can get what I want with this pretty girl. So they're like, let me.
But you
put
don't
boom,
know
boom.
her like that. So it really just depends. Now, if
Yeah.
she's a little toxic and stuff and wants to get her way, that's different. But if she just respects herself as a woman and knows what she really wants out of things, then that's different. That's
And pretty girl
different.
privilege could be anything. It could be somebody seeing you carry your groceries inside and they want to help you because they like, wow, this is a
Yeah.
pretty girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me do this.
Yeah, it could be a girl even
Or-
at the gym.
The gas
You guys don't
station,
check out
the
girls
forbidden gas
that are at the
station.
I
gym
didn't
or
say
try
that.
talking to.
I didn't
you
say
know,
I'm not a victim.
That's one.
Yeah.
That's
I'm a
one
victim
right
of pretty
there.
girl privilege.
You
Yeah.
a victim?
We all is.
And women, let me say
sure.
this, women are beautiful in all their own ways, but if y'all were to be out and be like, yo, I'm attracted to her, I think she's pretty,
Yeah.
y'all are more likely to
Yeah.
step to her other than
You
somebody that you may
gravitate to
not
that
be
too. Like we
attracted to.
gravitate to one another. To pretty boy privilege, pretty girl
They both-
privilege.
I
You
think they
really
both real.
gravitate a lot.
Most
That's how.
definitely.
I've
Yeah.
definitely got a free McDonald's fry before.
Yeah, off the
Okay,
pretty boy.
you see, 'cause
off
he
the
was-
pretty boy
That's
swag.
yeah. That's
you
what.
see, that's pretty boy privilege.
That's what dudes get though. Dudes get that.
Yeah,
For
I've
girls,
got-
I
I've
feel
got a
like
lot of
girls'
free
range
shit, too.
of pretty girl privilege is further though. It could go
Okay.
much further than that. I mean, obviously,
I think
dudes
guys,
who get
too.
certain. Yeah.
Nah.
Yep.
Nah.
Honey,
girls-
go to the
Explain,
LA
explain.
industry
Let-
of men.
let me- yeah, let me explain.
LA
So-
industry of
Hold on.
men. It's
So for
kind of
like-
scary.
For like girls, pretty girl privilege, you could get just by looking good. You can get a dude to get your toes done.
You get a Hellcat.
Okay.
You can get a
Nobody,
car.
he's doing a lot.
They good. They good.
No, for real.
A dude is just. You think a dude just buy a girl car just because she look good?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's never
I
talked to her.
got it.
He's
Bro,
never talked to her.
I
He's
have
never
gotten
talked
That's
offered,
yeah. Pretty girl privilege
Bro,
just went off
I have
initial
gotten
meeting.
offered money or even cars or materialistic things
Off
to
initial
get.
meetings.
No, not even meetings, just to get their attention and
Yeah,
time.
bro,
and I'm
they
like,
beat
bro,
his burgers out here, bro.
But are they really? Oof.
Nah.
Yeah, I can't say
that's
that.
serious, for real. And I just be like, oh no, thank
Boy,
you.
you
That's
buying
scary.
a car in the DM off of just your
Just
first
to
DM.
get-
You're tripping, my boy.
Wow.
They buying flights, transatlantic flights.
No
nigga.
flights. That's pretty girl. I agree there. Girls do get flights off of initial
A
react.
lot
Like
of
never
things
even
that are
met
for
you.
free are on those categories. Just
Travel.
gonna put that out
Travel.
there.
I'll give you that.
Yes,
I don't know
travel.
about no Hellcat
Drake be
still,
saying
though.
that in his songs.
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah.
Pretty girl privilege.
But women really need to be careful with the pretty girl privilege title because
women trafficking.
Let me say that you can get into the wrong relationship, meet the wrong person, and they're like, "Oh, you're so beautiful, you this, you that." Meanwhile, you don't even know they're a serial killer.
Yeah.
Toxic.
You got to be careful.
Pretty girl privilege is something that could go the wrong way for sure.
I have been in toxic relationship because of the lustful, just as lustful as shit.
Connection.
So
they like me because of and it's the truth.
It started off that way.
It started off that way.
So
for what
relationships
they
can
see.
start from pretty girl privilege.
It's called grooming.
He's not wrong.
Let me look through real quick.
That's what that's
Guys
called.
nowadays get what they want too, though, because they
I agree.
They, like you said,
they got sugar mamas now. They
don't be out how sugar daddies be out.
Yeah, sugar mamas ain't out here like sugar daddies.
Do your research. Do your research. That's all I'm
where
gonna
the
say.
fuck they be at then?
Clearly not here.
Since you know where the
Clearly
fuck
not
they
here
be at?
because the sugar mamas are not here. Okay.
No, they not here. But no, to conclude on that, I think pretty girl privilege is definitely real. It's something that is encountered daily.
Pretty girl, pretty boy.
And it's I would argue this too. On the flip side, a lot of times I've I've definitely, like I said, I've been a victim.
You gotta stay humble too,
but seen
though.
a girl that I thought was pretty and did something.
Why you keep saying you've been to explain? I keep saying why you keep saying you've been a victim. What did that mean?
I've been a
Try
victim.
to listen.
Cause it's true.
What did that mean? No, go ahead.
I definitely at one point where I was like, man, I done hit a good little parlay, and there was a girl. She was bad walking out
parlay.
I hit a parlay.
You
Listen, let me.
So this was recent.
Let's tell this. It was within the last 2 years.
I'm drinking to this, bro.
I'm listening.
I had a good little day. I didn't came up some racks, and then there was a girl walking. We at the gas station. I'm like, she kind of fine. I'll pay for her gas, and then that's just it. And you can leave it at that
really
sometimes.
Sweet.
I did that before.
You just
You're the need of the day.
Yeah, that's
what you
You
paid
ain't get
out.
a number, her name.
That's pretty.
Huh? I pay for her pump.
I feel like that's just being a gentleman. Well, no, that's actually pretty because he don't have to.
And then at that time I didn't end up saying nothing to her, but that was pure
I had the gas station.
It is, but it was also
that was
genuine.
privilege. I didn't slide on her because I'm not a gas station nigga. That's why.
But you paid for her
But it
gas.
was
so you
always-
Pretty girl
kinda is.
privilege.
But it was
I didn't say
also
nothing to her.
genuine.
But
Yeah,
can I finish?
I didn't say nothing to her.
I gotta tell you this.
She has to finish.
Let's finish.
Pretty girl privilege is not always good. Can I tell y'all why?
Yeah, let me know.
Let me tell y'all why.
some.
So once upon a time, I'm at the gas station.
It's always the gas
And a
station.
gentleman approaches
It's creepy.
me with a bouquet
Don't go at
of
night.
roses.
That's why I didn't approach her because they doing stuff like that.
That nigga
But
just bought from
and
inside.
that he just bought from inside, but it was sweet. And so women, there's hard women, there's middle women, and there's just like, soft women. I think I'm about in the middle. So gentleman approaches me, so sweet, and I'm just like, But he hands me these roses. I was right on my way to work, and of course, I'm wearing my work shirt, so he seen where I was working.
LOL.
Oh no.
Sick.
Out of
That's
me
not
feeling
good.
bad, by the way,
I got this off
just so y'all
Alibaba,
know, this
nigga.
happened a few years ago. I ain't trying to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, I give him my number. Okay,
Freedom of speech.
guys. I kid y'all not. That night, this man texts me like 10 times. Like it was so great meeting you. Tell me more about you. Like was on it. Was talking about how he was gonna come up to the job to see me. So pretty girl privilege, yes, it's a thing, but it comes with its negatives. Because me feeling bad, and I felt like, okay, he just gave me this bouquet of roses. He could be the sweetest.
So I didn't approach her.
I'm like,
for that reason. You see why?
wowzers. The way he was coming, and then continued over the days and over the weeks, and he's just like, did I do something wrong? Why aren't you texting me back? And
Approach
I'm
me at
like,
the gas station.
you made it sound like you gave me the roses out of the kindness of your heart, not
Give me
that you were
some
going to be
roses out of
texting me
Speedway,
And you don't
nigga.
even
10
know,
times
who
popping
that
up at my
person
job.
was. That's
No.
creepy.
And that's why I say it's gestures like that make. So like I pay for a gas type, right? But that's not a way to get on. I pay for a gas. Like what I'm gonna say, can I get your number? I bought your gas. That's why when it's like genuine pretty girl privilege.
That
Methods,
genuine,
yeah.
I can agree to that. But then also,
She didn't
like
say
she
thank
said,
you.
She
it'd
didn't
be
know.
those creeps
Oh,
too.
she ain't know.
I just paid for gas because you was
Oh,
bad.
that's so sweet. That's like a
That's
pay
fucking
forward
weird.
type
You
of
was
thing.
bad.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, pay forward type of thing.
You was
That's
bad.
genuine.
They should
Yeah.
pay for it.
You see, that was genuine
You
and
never seen the
sweet.
Coke commercial?
See, you didn't have any weird intentions. That's what we like.
That's why I don't like that internally.
Girl, I
I'm
have-
in a relationship, so I don't know.
That's why it's weird.
I have gotten.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
Talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said in conclusion,
Yeah.
it's real. It is
Yeah.
two
Very
sides
much
to
so.
it.
Yeah, there is.
You could end up
for sure.
getting stalked via text message like that.
Yeah, or stalk too. Like
In
someone
real life.
following you.
Stalked it physically.
No, someone followed me. Someone followed me at the grocery store. Like that was creepy.
That's not cool.
Yeah, no.
Did they say something like they were trying to like talk to you
All
before
women
and then
need
they
No,
didn't
but
talk?
they had the hood on and everything. It was
Where you
creepy.
at? 28th Street Meyer? They be doing that over
No,
there.
I do not. Oh, how you know that?
It's on the forum. It's on Facebook.
Sis, that's what I would have been pulling out pink.
I'm telling you, it's on
Taste
Facebook.
it.
I didn't
They
ask.
said they be sex trafficking at that
All
one.
women need
No, they
CPLs for that reason. You
Think
need
about how you do that.
No, for real.
smart shooters.
I'm crying.
Tap
They're
into
like, you
smart
been
shooters
followed, bro?
to get your
No, I'm telling you,
CPL
I
today.
feel you.
They said on 28th Street.
Even
yeah.
driving too, though, in general, like it's weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just scary, man. We ain't got to deal with it.
Damn,
Bruh.
damn.
Blow me. What
Bruh.
you follow me for, buddy?
Follow me, motherfucker. Fuck you up. What do you want?
What you trying to do? But yeah,
That's crazy.
pretty girl privilege is real.
Good or bad.
It's good or bad, but
Yeah.
you
It
know,
can be dangerous.
depends
Even
how you
pretty
use
boy
it.
privilege too.
Don't forget
How
about
you
y'all.
move? Yeah.
Pretty boy
Man,
swag.
they
We
give me a
gotta-
free fry. I ain't gonna complain.
I ain't gonna complain neither.
Shoot, I'm sure there's hell of a lot of stories of
Like
dudes.
cougars.
And, yeah.
I might go after
You know?
y'all.
Yeah, our videographer know about that. Yeah.
Ah,
He from Cali. They got cougars everywhere.
That's it.
He played baseball. He popped homers for Dillies.
What?
Thank you for that information.
And
Moving on, you know it's time for our final topic of the day. Always the best one.
That's for my white boys.
Psychic readings. What can y'all tell us
One is
about
trying to
that?
keep us
Have y'all
together.
ever got any psychic readings? Do y'all always believe they're accurate? How do you feel about them?
Oh, I feel like you're a pro at this. I don't really.
There's good
I
and
just
bad.
found out and started on
There's
this.
good and bad to them.
So,
Yeah.
so you
All
got
right.
one before.
So
Ooh.
Mm.
There's
this
good and
all
bad. to
okay. First things first. If you're a type of person that doesn't really believe in like the higher power, if you feel like I'm completely religious and not spiritual, this is not for you.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Wait,
I'm just gonna say
We're keeping it simple.
yeah.
There's people
no,
that
I'm
are
saying-
closed-minded on that factor and don't believe in that. Though.
Oh, it's just fun though.
yeah.
It's fun to talk about.
Oh, you don't think they're real?
But-
You don't think psychic readings are real?
I think they're fun. They could be
That's
real.
not
You
what I
see,
asked you.
but
okay, are they
he
fun
thinks
or
they're
are they
fun.
That's
real?
literally not what I asked you.
What do you really believe in is what we're trying to.
I believe in God, but I
You
believe
see,
in
I
Bro,
believe in
these
God
are
too.
bro. There's nobody. He's not answering
I believe
the
in God,
question.
but I'm open-minded.
Yeah.
Open-minded to other
Yeah.
things
That's
too.
what
You
can be
never
real.
know. It could.
Do you think psychic readings are real?
It could be.
Okay, so that's his take.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Do you think they're real?
Hold on.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I do
That's
not
what
know.
I'm saying. That's
Okay.
what I don't. But they help,
Yo,
solve
these
murder
little
cases in
flies.
some instances. But you know,
Ooh.
you don't
Okay,
really.
now we get
it's
in.
That's
hard,
true.
You know,
They do
Okay.
use
They could
that
be real.
sometimes.
Okay.
Like I
No, I
said,
do not know.
Yeah,
I
some
honestly
people
don't know.
do
if I
have
believe it.
gifts,
We
and that's
go-
something
yeah.
that I'd be like, whoa.
we
So what do
go
you-
into it.
So I'm growing closer to a woman who is a medium.
Spiritually into
Okay.
them, yeah.
And I feel like, just like Lay said, when you are spiritually and in tune with yourself, with your surroundings, things like that, you kind of are gonna probably most likely tap into your more spiritual
Yeah.
side. Now I'm both. I'm religious, but I am also spiritual. But I
Yeah.
have sat in rooms with mediums or people that can easily just pick up on the energy.
Yeah.
And they have told me so much about my life in like
That has
30 minutes where
connected.
I'll look up and I'll be like, how did you know
And
something
they don't
like
know nothing
that?
Yeah.
before him.
Exactly.
Or
And
don't
so
even know you.
and another thing I want to tell people
Shit
is if
sound
you
like
go into it and you're
voodoo.
just completely against it, then that's okay. There's nothing wrong
Stop
with
playing.
that. But like I said, I have sat in rooms with people who can easily pick up on the energy and they're just like, boom, like,
Yeah.
this is what I can pick up
I've heard
about
that
you. This
before.
is what
I've
I know
seen that.
about you. This is what I know
Yeah.
about. I had somebody tell me they could tell me something about my past life.
Yeah.
And y'all, before they said that,
I wanna know about
I
that.
had
Yeah.
never
Scare me.
thought about
Because
it.
you ever heard of the birthmark theory? Your birthmark
No.
is
That's how you
No.
died in your previous life.
Oh my.
No. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Really?
mine's in the back of my head. Somebody was scared.
Mine's in my
somebody
abdomen.
somebody was scary as shit
I know
and
mine.
hit me in the back of the head or something.
I've never
Yeah.
heard of that.
I used to,
Yeah.
must have been a big nigga in my past life.
I'm
They couldn't hit me in my face or something.
I'm crying. He said I must have been a big dude. I'm
Why
crying.
they hit me in the back of the head?
That's actually
God.
interesting because I haven't heard that. I haven't heard of
me
that.
either.
Yeah, no,
Me
I heard
either.
that too. Yep.
But
Yeah. So mediums that I keep resorting back to mediums because that's my personal experience.
Right.
But what I've met with them for is they can say careers, relationships, your past life,
Things that you've been
self-development, where you're at in your life. And I got a reading done a few weeks ago. And the woman, her name is Mo, and we're just sitting there, and she just starts pulling out these cards. And
the tarot cards.
I don't want to, I'm not going to disclose everything that was discussed, but like, she knew me more than I even knew myself damn near. And I'm like, how are you connecting with this? And one thing I loved about her is she was religious and she's also spiritual. So when she was really able to kind of tap in and say, this is where you're at in life, this is what you want to do, this is what you're flourishing to do, bringing up, this girl even dug deep into like places that I'll be going, not even knowing I already booked my trip for it. And she's just like, I'm picturing you.
That shit made me feel weird.
That's why I've avoided doing
when
one
she
time.
told me about it, my hairs were
I'm
like
telling you,
standing.
don't do that.
Like,
One time I was fired, I'm like, man, I'm finna go get me one of them. See what they say. I'm like, no, they gonna have me tweet.
Gonna tell me something I do not like.
Yo, that's crazy.
Because they will, right? That's a part. They'll tell you all.
It's all about your vibrations.
Even the bad, right?
You mentioned tarot cards. Have you heard about them? And
I know with the death card.
See, it's
or the swords.
Baby, that ain't right.
Or the ones with the swords.
She said that ain't right.
You said the death cards. That's why I was like, hold on.
Or the
that
one with
right.
the swords, the three swords, ain't it? What is it called?
I don't know. Talking about the deep devil and stuff.
It's not the
we
devil.
bring that over here.
I was like, where the chakras at?
Hold
Then y'all
on,
bring the
y'all.
chakras.
I'm over here
You
like
got crystals. I was gonna ask you.
I'm
You do
bringing the
crystals.
sage.
Yeah.
we
You do
do
crystals?
I have crystals and stones. Yeah.
Okay.
But so I'll kind of try to end
Keep
with
going.
this part.
I'm gonna
But,
bounce
like,
back to that.
the
though.
fact that she was able to not only feel like a medium but a psychic and tell me like this is where you'll be going. And I'm like, I literally just booked a trip for that last week. And she was like, well, this is what I'm picturing. You're in this you're in front of this pyramid and you're doing boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, I already have that plan. And it was just kind of like, I tend to tell people if you're going to get a reading, just make sure you're comfortable with it. I don't like to, that's why I told people like just disclosing
scary,
things.
honestly.
People can get
And don't do
anxiety
it
off of
unless
that.
you're,
Who your medium?
her name is Mo. Her name is
How
Mo.
much she costs? It costs like $100 or something.
Oh,
It's a little
dang.
bit cheaper than that. It's a little bit cheaper.
Less than $100. I might go do that.
But yeah, she
No.
on a personal
He's over here like, no, I'm with
She's so
Jesus.
scared.
on a personal note too,
Okay.
I wanted to tell y'all mediums can
That'd
pick
be
up
me,
on
though.
people that have passed. So like me sitting down and her telling me, how was your you didn't seem to have a relationship with this
Yeah.
person because they did pass, but like this person is with you at all times, and she starts
That
talking
should've-
about them.
That should have made me cry like a little.
She's talking about them and come to find
That's
out.
why I feel like he ain't even gonna do it. He's like, I don't care about
I ain't trying to cry. I don't even know her.
It
He's
sounds
like,
like
crying in front of
what's
him.
the difference between spirituality
I'm crying.
Clip that,
and,
Jeremy.
and voodoo?
What is the?
Come on, bro. Dude,
No,
not
no,
doing
no.
that.
Because it's the same. I feel like because
Let's talk about that
No, because
voodoo.
spirituality can be like, we all have that.
Right.
God gave us that to discern too. And he gave us, our mental, physical, what else? Emotional,
I would
spiritual.
describe
We
that as
have
religious though.
something so, religious. You would more
Voodoo.
I would
intuitive
describe
religious.
like being connected to God
Yeah.
is more of a religious thing. Being connected to your guide
into your spirituality.
is a more spiritual
yeah,
thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I could see that too.
So
yeah,
I just wanted to make
What
sure
were you
psychic wasn't voodoo.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't
No,
that.
I'm not even in that type of
ain't on
combo. I'm with him. I'm with Ty.
That's why, but let me tell you this. Have you ever like heard a religious person, somebody that's in the church be like, we don't talk about that voodoo stuff or we are against that. Like when
There's
I lived with
That's the
my
church I
father,
came from. We
when
don't
I
do
lived
that.
with my father when I was younger, y'all, he would not let me watch what is it
Harry
called?
Potter?
Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Oh my
And I
God.
used
My
to be
granny
like,
was on that. My
why?
granny, we don't do
That
that.
magician voodoo.
Yeah, my
he was
granny
like,
don't
I'm
play
not
that.
for it.
All my childhood, I was told like,
I like
no.
Harry Potter.
But I was like, I was
ended up
able to
watching
make
it
the distinction
eventually.
different.
Still.
So like,
I
I
could
like
watch it as a
Eventually.
kid.
I watched it
But
too.
my mom had got a psychic reading.
Okay. How
like
was her
a few years
experience?
ago. She said it was pretty straight. You know what I'm saying? It talked about some things didn't come true, but it's talking about you're gonna meet your husband on like a cruise ship. But my mom did end up getting married. Like a year or two, or like 2 years after that or so, did meet him on a cruise ship though. But she did go on a cruise though.
Oh.
and then met her
You know what I'm
husband
saying?
after
So
that.
maybe
See, it
what
was
they're saying
similar.
is it's close.
Yeah.
And then
It was
says, And then it
similar.
says, I see your son. She asked about me. She was like, what do you see for my son? There's like, I see him on the West Coast doing something entertainment wise. And this is entertainment.
Yeah.
In
So
a
we
way.
half with her?
But and then I did go to I ended up going to Seattle, Washington State,
Okay.
and I fell in love with it. I would love to move out there. So that could quite literally
to
be a
go visit.
possibility.
Halfway there?
It's beautiful out there. If
Yeah, I
y'all
have to
like
go
spiritual,
visit.
nature helps with a
I've
lot of
heard
that.
it's
That's what
gorgeous.
It's a
we tap
lot of
in when we
nature.
go outside.
Y'all be going on
That's-
walks and stuff like
That
that.
shit is so pretty out there.
Either Bob.
I love that. Okay.
It's beautiful.
Move your body is key. Move your body.
I would
okay?
recommend it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually want to go visit Seattle. Yeah, I want to go visit my girlfriend.
Okay. I know this is inappropriate, but 50 Shades of Grey is what I think about when I hear the word Seattle. Because
so in that case, we need to take a trip to Seattle. Okay. So to bounce off of what Asia was saying, I haven't really experienced it on that matter, but a way to be also for you to know that you are spiritually in tune or maybe on the right path in your life, or even think like, yo, like, is that something that maybe is connected to my spirituality? Would be like, for example, I'm very intuitive and in tune with like certain things that I'm going through that like, I do believe in prayer. I do believe in God. And like, I have had dreams that have happened too. Like, that's another thing too that I feel would be like, maybe it's not categorized as psychic, but that's something that is like God gives you, or like
it is
you have gifts.
characterized.
We
I was
all
gonna
have
say
gifts.
that. I don't know a lot,
We
but
all
that
have
sounded like
gifts.
yes.
No, for real. We all have gifts. We're very in tune. And like, little did I know that a few years later, like I was gonna be exactly on one of the dreams that like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying?
That's a connection.
Yeah. So it was just, I'm not joking. Like my stuff be legit. Like if I pray to God, like consistently, like, yo, is this person for me, not for me? Like God keep me on the right path. Like God people have removed people out of my life that have not been in my dream for a reason. And I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah. I think to touch on that, I think it's kind of funny
being
though.
Spiritually in tune.
Most of the time when people pray, like, you know, to remove bad people around them, it's not the person they thought it was. So they don't always accept
that's
it.
also true.
And that's where a lot of people don't end up removing those people. They're like, well, it can't be them.
Well, yeah, but then you also see all the signs too. There's also
Red flags.
multiple.
Ignore
there
them.
you go. If you ignore them, then you're not really seeing the signs of like that person is not in your kind of vibration or leveling up with you, growing with you.
Right.
So yeah, it's all about that, being in tune with your spirituality and just knowing that like each person has their own, like you're a soul. Like every individual has a soul, and it's just some people vibe with you, some people don't vibe with you.
And the best advice I could give really is just like, don't be afraid to tap into yourself spiritually. Don't be afraid to get in tune with yourself. Because like she said, where I can base off of that, y'all, I used to have like, I'm not trying to creep nobody out. And I shouldn't even look at it as a creepy thing. It's more of a blessing for me.
We all have gifts.
But growing up, I had dreams. And I would always ask my mom, like, Ma, what does this mean? What does that mean? Come to find out, this woman would come to me and literally be like, baby, in this family, we have premonitions. And she was like, your intuition and your intuitive, it's very, very true. And like, just to bounce off what Lay said, even recently, I'll dream about something or somebody. I see them the following day. Yeah. I'll dream about something, and then this person will tell me some news, and I'm like, that makes sense.
I never had that.
Yes.
I dream in metaphors. I feel like
I'm crying.
I do that too. I think I do both.
It's some wild shit. I didn't dream. You ever heard about like the glass in your mouth? I dreamed one day like were your teeth falling out. I've had that one. I've had both of the dreams.
Have you guys
gotta shed that negativity.
Have you heard of dreams?
But I took a step back at that. I did look at that.
When I was younger, I used to also like fall out of buildings, like just falling off. Have you ever had that? And then if you read about it, there's actually a thing about that as a kid. So like I grew up into stuff like that, and there you go, not a healthy home, like different things that can resonate.
I had a dream before about like, or I have dreams multiple times about being back at my high school, my elementary school,
houses,
houses that I grew up in when I was a kid. I'm like, wow.
Like even reminiscing and like.
I just had actually like 2 days ago the dream. I was back at my old house, and those ones be crazy because you like walking through,
like, I'm really
knowing you're dreaming, but it's like, wow, why am I here?
That's nice.
I recommend keeping a dream book. I know some people might not be into that, but I have one, and I will look.
I've thought about
I'll
it.
type out like what type
of. You write down your dream.
Remember when I
I'm trying to wake up. When I wake up, I ain't finna write that down.
That's
what it comes down to.
If you remember your dreams, though, it is a message.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because that glass one fucked me up.
I bet. Damn, I wouldn't be able to forget about that
It
either.
just talked about it means like there's something that you wanted to speak on that like you're not. Like there's something that's
that's a metaphor. If you wake up or in the dream, if you have glass in your mouth, it's because you didn't say something.
I just
you wanted
was
to
chewing
say,
glass and
bothering
just
you.
It was.
You see, on one of my dreams, my mouth was shut and I couldn't talk, and I was like, I was trying to.
That's sleep paralysis.
No. I was trying to.
I had that once. I wanted to cry.
I was literally trying to like talk, and I went like mute.
Baby, that's
I couldn't
sleep
hear.
paralysis. That shit is scary. scary.
Yeah,
That
that happened when I
happened to
was
me?
young, though. I
Then
don't
you see that
really-
nigga at the end of the shit, you be like, get away from me.
Yeah, I ain't.
You ain't never seen that nigga?
I have. I see.
gosh.
The one time I had it, I've had it twice. The first time I had it, I was on the couch
You
after
doing
napping
bad
at
shit.
school.
God punishing you
I was
for
like a
what?
6th grader. I couldn't have did nothing too bad. I'm sitting there like on the couch, like trying to wake up because you know, I feel like I'm
And
done
you're
with my
half
nap.
asleep, yeah.
But my eyes is open, so I'm like, "What's going on?" And then I seen like figures moving.
Bro,
So I'm sitting
I
like,
saw that once.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
wild.
talking about. And then like not
Yep.
being able to talk and be
You
mute
have
in your mouth.
paralysis.
I need some sage.
I had that. No, it's okay because God is with us. I don't
Yeah,
play
I got
that.
my cross. You know,
No,
keep my
fool.
cross.
My experience and why I'm
crow.
so like against sleep paralysis. One time,
I'm like, I'm
just
against
tell
it.
y'all,
I'm
I-
against
You can
it.
be against it.
I
talk
like that.
about it.
I'm like,
We're
fuck
still-
that like
shit.
it's like
Fuck
it's human
it.
rights.
I'm
We're against
terrified.
that.
I'm terrified of clouds. Okay, or
Yeah,
clouds.
Clouds?
I love
Clowns.
clowns.
Oh, I feel you.
I do
Yeah,
not
clowns
like
scare
clowns.
clowns too.
I'm laying at my old house, right?
Oh, that was your sleep paralysis.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just laying
See,
there.
That's why she's against it because mine
That
was
was
a
her
black
sleep
figure.
Let me tell
paralysis.
y'all, no, it wasn't
That's
a black figure. My
terrifying.
door opened.
Hers was a clown. Oh, no.
I'm like, what the fuck?
That's terrifying.
It's like damn near black and white in my dream too. So I'm just like, it's just wake the fuck up. What type of? And sorry.
I would have.
No, yeah, we touched.
woken
You ain't
up
heard
with
him
just
this
that
whole-
like
big clown, big boy.
Big
I would
clown.
never forget.
Big nigga.
big
He
boy.
grabs, so I'm sleeping this way. He grabs my
Big
hand,
boy, no.
like
He
it felt
touched
so
you.
real. Had them big gloves on and everything,
I'm out.
and starts pointing at my wrist. And I'm trying to yank back. I'm trying to speak, could not get a word out. I kid y'all not. I did not sleep in my room for 2 weeks. I
That
slept
shit make
in
me
my
wanna
living
cry.
room.
Bro,
'cause
I
I'm
would sleep
like-
with my brothers for real.
And
I would get in the middle of the bed
That shit
like
damn near make me want
I
to.
don't
I feel
care.
you
I
because
was
no,
terrified.
I
I
never
went
had
to
that.
I went to a Disney on like ice thing, or like it was like a Disney on ice thing, and I had a little Hercules sword and shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to have a clown that would terrorize the fuck out of me in my dreams.
no.
But when I got this sword,
No, thank you.
nigga,
This game
He
time.
said, I came super
it
size.
was
Try
over.
something out.
I came He-Man on his dumb ass.
You whooped him, cuz.
Fucked his ass up with that
Catch me
plastic
outside
sword.
now,
Whooped him
boy.
up, cuz.
It's looking real oppy outside. I was waiting for that nigga.
Man, my mom gave me a
said knife
prayer when I
time.
was younger. I would just pray, and all of that started going away. And then
That dude, hell, I
it's
ain't gonna
just
lie.
it doesn't. I just think
Praying
that
on
it's
that.
just
Yeah, for
it does. It really does.
For real.
Because now
Cleanse your space, say your prayers.
That
That's all I'm
part.
Crystal
saying.
saved
and just speak positivity over your life consistently. That's what I'm saying. Even though you said that you're against it, I'd be like, no, God is with us everywhere. No.
Say we gonna attack you head
It's
on.
like, Jesus, you hear us right now.
Manifest, it ain't happening.
Manifestation and prayer is the same
I
thing.
know, but still, like,
Ain't no sense.
that's the past, is the present. Like, we good. We all good. We're
I
going home
wasn't good in
safely
that
after
dream,
this.
y'all.
You said, no, that one messed me up.
that one-
That one,
I feel it
that
though.
one messed
That
me
was a
up
close
for a
one.
We
while.
probably had the same nigga for real coming.
It reminded
But
me, y'all.
it was Monsters Inc. We had the same monster.
It reminded me
said
that.
something
came
about-
through the door.
He said something about figures, and I'm like, no, I saw that. I remember.
It's like, I be
It was-
fucking with
I
y'all.
couldn't
Them
see
fig-
the
I'm telling
face.
you.
Bro, I couldn't
I
see the
could. That's what
face.
messed me up. Because I'm like, I see the
couldn't see
figures,
the
but I'm saying,
face.
who is that?
I know, and I couldn't
Why
see
is
the
it
face.
five? It's four of them.
Oh, mine was one, and it was just dark all body, and couldn't see the face. I was
Mine
like,
was like figured, like I could see like them
Fuck.
form. Then
Skip that.
man, the crazy part is when you break out of sleep
Nah,
paralysis.
God
I was
is here.
Like, did that just happen? Have you guys ever seen It?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
him.
right.
But
Same
he
thing.
was
It's kinda
bigger.
same.
it
Yep.
didn't
Did
really.
you say
the only thing I didn't like was the teeth. That's it.
The what?
The teeth,
Georgie,
like the
come
teeth.
down
I'm
here,
like,
Georgie.
I was like, bro, you doing too much now. Get your teeth done. I'm done. Like, no,
Oh my
stop trying to
God.
scare me
Kill
with
a man
those
to get his teeth
crooked,
done.
broken teeth, trying to sharp me.
Well, there you
bite
have
me.
it. All four of us that had scary dreams and sleep paralysis. To
Yeah.
conclude the 4 topics today, it's been a wonderful episode.
But it's okay.
But you know what we can't end without, you know, if you a faithful listener, watcher, it's time for the burger of the week.
Okay.
Burger of the week.
Whopper.
I
Who-
said peace.
who is it?
AB.
It's Antonio Brown.
You goofy you. That nigga last name is Brown. Don't call him Antonio. That nigga.
I'm crying.
We talking about Brown. That's
Just call him Brown.
Call that nigga Brown.
Brown tripping again.
Brown tripping
So if
again.
you've been paying attention, if you're a sports fanatic, even if you're not, because it's Antonio Brown, he
He
just
fucked up a lot of parlays.
He did that. So the
crying.
whole story is Antonio Brown returned from injury to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Halfway through the game, he left the field, took off all of his equipment, threw his jersey in the stands. He was tweaking. And then, you know, the
He got an Uber and left.
he got an Uber and left. The rumor was it's Antonio Brown. So he's always tweaking. He probably tweaking again. Come to find out, there's more to the story. In this occasion, he was asked to play hurt. He said he wasn't doing it. It had nothing to do with the money, anything like that.
It's fair enough.
That's fair enough,
Fair
right?
enough. I feel you.
So here's why
Don't
he's
respect
burger of the
me.
week. You ever met somebody just don't know when to stop talking when they
Just
ahead?
shut the fuck up sometimes.
Sometimes you win, you just gotta shut up. You
Shut
gotta say
the
nothing
fuck
else.
up.
Because I'm winning for
You
real.
fucking won.
So why am I talking? Not Antonio Brown.
He got on Full Send podcast and started talking shit about Tom Brady. He can't win it. He can't win by himself.
Tom Brady.
Nigga, he has what, 6, 7 rings? He has 6 or 7.
7-time Super Bowl
and
champion.
he might win again, honestly. But,
So go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say the reason he's burger of the week is not only because he doesn't know when to stop talking.
I'm crying.
Secondly, he's burger of the week because not only in a situation where you have won, you are showing people why they're not going to give you another chance.
Could have just left it at that. You didn't have to badmouth him.
So
It's Tom Brady, bro.
So you just
I seen on a headline that Tom Brady actually spoke highly about him too. So I'm like, damn, why you
Because
just
that's
he
talking
let him
about
sleep in his house when the season
That's
started because he
wild.
moved there.
That's
So,
wild.
yeah.
So Antonio Brown.
If it's not CTE, my boy, I don't know what the fuck we gotta do about you.
And the crazy part, I was defending him. I said, even when it happened, yeah, you messed up my parlay. I cashed out, so it ain't matter. But you messed up a lot of people parlays. But I'm saying, maybe this one time, we used to him
Yeah,
tweaking.
it's
maybe,
not you.
Maybe it's not you this time, and it wasn't, and you still ruined it.
Damn.
So
Damn.
Damn. All bad.
you just laced the shit.
That's what burgers
Yeah.
make you do, is just say, damn.
Okay, was he like rare, medium rare? What type of burger we gonna give him? He kind
Buddy
of
came. Buddy came.
Buddy K super juicy.
Oh no. Like bloody?
Soupy bloody burger.
No, no
Bloody
gracias.
burger.
not bad.
No gracias.
Oh,
No,
not a
guys,
good, he was not a good burger.
Yo no
this week.
sé.
Damn.
He said, yo no sé. No.
You burger of the week, man. I didn't want to make you it, but you left us no choice.
It's fucked up.
So, you know what time it is, man. It's time for us to thank our wonderful guests to our right. You guys have been a part of a great episode with us. I enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, we laughed a lot. Really, yeah. This
It was fun.
nice.
I think the people gonna love this one. Yeah.
Shout out Snoop Dogg.
Shout out Snoop Dogg.
For this sexy.
Look, what we say? We empty now. We still got you.
All
Look.
together is better.
Yeah. Episode 8, season 3. Thank you again.
Okay.
Better Together for joining us.
Of course.
Yes,
Catch y'all
thank you
next
for
time.
having us.
Little brothers.
Little dumbass.
That's a wrap, folks.
And the queen.
Nigga, we speak. TBR Friday, yeah, bitch, we got the key. Shorty wanna hang with them boys from the block report. Sit back and listen, cause it's time for the black report. Yeah, they get into it, but you know that we getting more. Come on, little brothers, cut that in, what you playing for? Baby, wanna link with them boys from the black report. Sit back and listen, folks, you know we the black report. Yeah, they going down, but you know we be tweaking more. Come on, little bros, come tap in, what you waiting for?
Yeah, nigga, you heard him. He said come tap in. Yeah, every Friday, 9 a.m. EST.